Hi, everybody, and welcome to Neon City Daily. I'm Jamie.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
I'm Dave.
And
Whimsical.
we've got a lot to talk about today.
Baby screaming in the background.
That fits just
See,
right.
Yeah. No, panned out.
Yeah,
how are you guys? How you been?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm already warm. But you guys wouldn't let me turn the fan on.
It creates background noise. We gotta sweat it out.
under the
like
desk.
real
Sweat it
heroes.
out. Yeah. Realistically, I probably need that at the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am seedy enough that I probably should have gone to a sauna.
Anything
or
you
something
sweat out's going to get us drunk.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can get some contact drinks in.
Yeah, Nick. So we did a stream on Friday. It's Sunday now, just for context. We did a stream on Friday, and Nick was,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, pretty drunk.
Yeah.
What did you do after that, Nick?
Well, I mean, after that, I went to bed. But
Yes.
then I woke up and went to play golf.
A
And
drinker's game.
As it is, realistically. Like, you go
It
to
is
those...
now.
No, you go to those clubhouses and stuff. Like, it doesn't matter what clubhouse you go to or any course I've ever been to. You go in there, you'll pay your greens fees and all that kind of stuff to get going. No matter what time of day, there is cold beers in that display fridge. So...
That doesn't mean you have to have
But
one.
it's liquid bread and I hadn't had breakfast. So...
Well, can't argue with that.
Had a salad roll and an orange juice first to warm myself up.
Oh, well done. Saturated
and
a little bit.
Then, yeah, I kind of had a couple beers while I was on the golf
That's
course.
a heck of a combo for your stomach.
Well, I mean,
let's be honest.
Could you define a couple?
I mean,
One per
for the
hole?
no, I think for the first 9, because like I went to the Coal Valley course down in Richmond. It's actually one of my favorite courses, and
Such a fancy bastard. Who would have knew?
I'm really not.
You are. You're so cultured.
I never
But-
knew you golf.
I golf when I can. I couldn't golf for a while.
We should go to the driving range.
Yeah, we should actually. We'll film it. We'll make it an event.
There you go. It's a
Everyone
game.
can see
It's technically
it's
a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna start a new series. Nerds do things.
We
That's
have
it.
linked things to gaming in much more laboured ways.
We have. But yeah, so golf was, I took 5 beers with me for the first 9 holes. Mm-hmm. And that was
That's
fine.
pretty close to 1 a hole.
And then,
How's your maths?
That's only 4 off.
If you divide by 5,
there's a factor in there somewhere. But no, then you get around the course and you stop at the clubhouse again. So I picked up another 5 and
right.
had that on the way around.
Yeah.
And then I just, went and hooked up with some friends and had a lot more drinks. And I think I went to bed at about 4 o'clock this morning, maybe.
Right.
And
Yeah.
what were you up to before you came to record the podcast?
I was vomiting.
Nice.
Yeah, no, my insides were
Just
going
setting the
outside.
scene. That's all.
No, that's fine. Like
Calm down.
I feel like this was necessary so that everyone at home knows why at the moment I'm relatively low energy because I have just spent the entire
And we have
weekend.
special guests coming.
We
for
do.
shame.
But I'll have time to be awake by then. I'll warm
You'll
up.
have time to
I'll
purge
drink,
more.
I'll drink a bunch of mango
That is
Pepsi
not going to help feeling
with some caffeine
better.
in it, and I'll feel great.
Do
by the
they
time
have
those guys
caffeine
get
in
there.
it?
Yeah, I think
Pepsi
so.
Max
Yeah.
does still have caffeine.
Yeah,
in
it
it.
has no sugar.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just got lots of chemicals to
Yeah,
replace.
yeah. It's got like some kind. It's like acid or something. I think.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good.
Probably give me
It's-
cancer.
Some LSD.
Yeah, phenylalanine.
Phenylalanine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gives you
phenylalanine
cancer.
Cancer's all right. It
Oh,
grows on
yeah,
you.
it's got caffeine.
grows in you.
It could grow on you.
It sounds like a song from Mary Poppins.
It would have been a vastly different movie.
Oh, no, they're already on acid. Come on, have you
It's-
watched that
yeah.
movie?
No, I
They are
haven't,
clearly
no.
on the gear.
When she flies away, it's because she died of cancer.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Speaking of movies, and I can relate this back to gaming, but do you hear about Johnny Depp?
Yeah,
He
Which
lost his
part?
defamation case.
And
He lost it?
Yeah, and he's
In
no
the
longer-
Are you-
UK, I think the US case is still pending an
Are
outcome.
you kidding? He lost that.
He lost it.
How did he lose that?
He sued her or the paper, the
Yeah.
Daily Mail or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Lost it, and for some reason that has meant that his reputation is tarnished.
Well, yeah, because he was defending himself against some pretty serious domestic abuse and violence allegations. Even
I know,
though
but even
it
when
was the
those
other way
allegations
around,
came to light, he was
Yeah.
still getting work.
yeah.
Then he went to defend himself
Well,
in a
no.
court,
Yeah.
lost.
But this-
that really shouldn't have any outcome on his work. If the allegations didn't, then losing a defamation
No.
case shouldn't.
See, the thing is, like, when they were still going through and when they were still talking about it, a lot of people within the industry themselves knew what was going on with his relationship. And so he was actually still getting work then because there was a lot of people that were just like, okay, she's started this lawsuit and she's done this and she's going here. we aren't allowed to comment on it because it's literally a legal proceeding. She was using it for publicity. He's like anyone that disagreed with what she said effectively couldn't, stand there in public and say it because that would work against him in the case.
But there was also strong evidence indicating that she abused him.
Oh no, she did. She cut a bit of his finger off and all sorts of shit.
Yeah,
man.
there's literally. I've listened to the audio tapes.
She said he was dumb and everything. I don't want to like just interrupt for a second, but we are peaking a bit in audacity. Just want to turn us down just slightly.
Josh is fixing it.
It's, all right.
Fixing it.
Yeah, that's much better.
So, I mean, obviously, the big one that everyone's up in arms about is that he's not going to be in the Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, he's
or the Fantastic Beasts stuff.
Oh no, how will we survive?
Yeah,
I fell asleep during the first Fantastic Beasts movie and fell
understandable.
asleep through subsequent attempts to watch it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I love Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Right.
I wanted to love the new
Yeah,
series.
but
No,
it's
it didn't have the same magic to it. No pun intended.
And wasn't fantastic, apparently.
No.
I will. I
And
will
were there
fully
any
admit
beasts? And
there was.
Did they tell us where to find them?
They kind of tried, but no, I will admit that I didn't mind it. But I'm also not a massive Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, they're like, it was a little bit jarring because I was just like, why are they using wands like ray guns, like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It was a little bit off kilter.
It was
but
lightning in the bottle, I think, for J.K. Rowling,
yeah,
the original series.
the original stuff, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm against domestic violence in any situation, but
Just
the
in
fact
general.
that
doesn't matter which gender it is, it sucks.
the fact that there's no fallout from very hard evidence that she also
yeah.
physically and mentally abused him
Oh yeah, no, it's just
is a little
it's shit out.
frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Both
it's
sides
garbage.
are to blame. Like it's no.
Yeah, that's right.
you
Like
can't
she's
just
got to
pick a
roll
side
in.
and go, "You're the winner."
to a degree,
It's
like
not
it's
fair.
from what a whole lot of stuff that's come out, and this is I'm going to
It's
say
sad.
it. Fuck it, I'm going to do it. But no, like from a lot of the stuff that's kind of come out is that like she was just generally the perpetrator
Oh, she's
in this
psycho.
scenario, and like the problem is that a lot of the things that were brought up to do with him were more just her going, you don't understand. He's like a drunk and he's whatever, and he's
I'm willing to
and
accept
he's-
that he's
But
like
the thing is,
messed
that
up
is
by drugs
how,
and
like,
alcohol.
How often would you like see and be able to understand that someone in a situation like that they can't escape would turn to substance abuse to get away from it?
I feel like that's a little bit victim blamey.
No, I'm saying like I said, I'm not putting anything on him in this. This
Yeah.
is what I'm saying is that if she's abusing him regularly, he doesn't have an escape from that. He's married to her, he lives with her, they have a life together, they have all this kind of stuff going on. At some point, something's got to snap. And the thing that I feel like snapped in that scenario for him was that he turned to substance abuse
As a coping mechanism.
as a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And then she's obviously gone and tried to use that against him, going, no, you're doing that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
You're worse. And it's like, no, you
But
need to
didn't
look at the
he,
root cause
just
of
devil's
this.
advocate, didn't he have an issue with drinking and drugs before Amber Heard?
He certainly has in the past.
He has in the
Yeah,
past, but
yeah.
he does the I was going to say the Tony Stark thing, the Robert Downey Jr. thing, where it's like he goes in, he like has X situation. He's actually relatively private as far as Hollywood's concerned.
Yeah.
So he will have X situation happen, and he will turn to that again, and it goes to shit. And then like X amount of time later, when either the problem goes away or he decides he has to, he gets back out of
Although
it.
Robert Downey Jr.'s been sober since.
Oh yeah, no, he did a massive,
quite a while,
amazing
hasn't he?
job.
Yeah.
No, his was like a legitimate life turnaround. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you guys know that Johnny Depp was in the original 21 Jump Street?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I didn't know that.
That's why he
Brad
had a
Pitt's-
cameo in 22 Jump Street. Was
Yeah.
it? Yeah, 22
Yeah.
Jump
I
Street.
remember watching 21 Jump Street.
Oh, I'm not.
that's all I really had to add to this
Cool.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, he was in some movie with pirates too, but you
Nah,
know,
no
whatever.
one remembers that one.
Yeah.
Again, I think he's a good actor. I think he's banking too hard on that whole Pirates of the Caribbean, goofy.
Yeah.
Like I watch his other movies now, and it's very similar.
I think
Oh
that's just his
yeah,
acting
no, that's just
style.
his acting style. I feel like in
Yeah.
every movie he's just Johnny Depp with a different accent.
But he made Captain Jack Sparrow. Like that was
Oh,
it.
yeah, no,
that was
yeah.
really enjoyable. But yeah, I'd be interested to see if I think it's Warner Brothers do anything about Amber Heard and like Aquaman and things like that.
No, they're not gonna.
No, and I think that's we'll see how the US case plays out, but because the UK case didn't go his way, and then maybe that affected the J.K. Rowling stuff because it's a British production. I don't know.
No, I'm not even.
It'll be
sure.
interesting if he won the defamation case in the US. Does she lose her job
Well, I don't know if he lost his job. I think he quit, didn't he? He just.
I've read both.
I don't even know.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Whatever.
He's probably got enough money to just disappear
Oh,
now.
man, it's just, I will admit, like, when you get to the point where you're as famous as he is, realistically, I feel like if you decided to say, nah,
Yeah.
go build your cabin in the woods, like, you'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Cabin in the Woods?
No.
Oh.
That was Chris Hemsworth. It's a very different.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Cabin in
Was
the
it
Woods.
really?
Yeah.
Anyone played a video game lately?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go around and talk about that. Josh, what have you played?
I've played Anthem. We all tried to play Anthem, except Nick.
Except for
doesn't
me.
have it.
We tried. Yes.
Oh, you tried.
Oh, yeah.
we
didn't
we
succeed?
we played a tiny bit.
Is it still that broken that you?
No,
had
it's
to
more
fight
than one, the
with, or-
tutorial. So Jamie and I have played it before, so we didn't have to do tutorial. Dave did.
Yeah.
The tutorial is just really, really long.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
needlessly
Yeah, oh,
long.
yeah, no,
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
It made me want to vomit just with.
Oh, yeah, Dave got motion sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
starting to feel better by the time you guys joined, but
Yeah,
I was still
yeah.
feeling the after effects of a stupid level where you're underwater, then flying around, and then back underwater, and
Yeah, okay.
bleh.
Nick understands the underwater.
I just fucking hate underwater in general.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if there's motion or not.
Ocean bath. I don't care. No.
Depth does not matter.
waterboarding. Oh,
Yeah.
Puddle, face down in a puddle.
Just the
Terrifying.
viscosity of the liquid. That's all I'm worried about.
Can I drink it?
what alcohol content is it?
Yeah.
So I played Anthem for a little bit. Played it without you guys as well because I genuinely like the core game. I really do.
I'll fully admit that I have to agree with you that it is
Yeah.
a decent game. It just
And the fact that they haven't given up on it. So there's Anthem 2.0 coming out, which
Yeah.
seems to be a lot more common nowadays from game developers.
Not
which is
quite like this, but
sad.
I'm glad that they're trying.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything from it. They kind of just went like, yeah, we've basically halted any production on the game as is, and we're just
Gonna
going,
fix it.
going and trying to fix it.
It's
So,
a bit like Breakpoint.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Even Division to a certain extent.
to a degree, it's what they did with the original Destiny
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's with MMOs just sucking at launch?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So yeah, played that. Still like it. Still maintain it's got a lot of potential. But other than that, we played some LOL. I know that's pretty
Not
way.
much though.
Devastating news.
Pretty out of the ordinary.
It was,
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
not much though.
It's
Like,
the end of the LOL season.
yes, it's almost finished.
Oh,
So you kinda
it's
don't
just
wanna-
withering, like,
Well, you don't want to play too much. You want to maintain your position in the ranks.
Not that that's much of a position in our case.
right.
Well, we do all
Do,
right.
do you
Yeah.
get anything for having a higher position in
Yes.
the ranks?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And the rewards are based on your where you're at.
Is it just like
And then it
cosmetic
affects
I thought it
your.
was just going to be an erection.
I have that every time I play.
stuff? That
and-
explains a lot.
Yeah.
It does. It really does. Wow.
And then you get where you finish this season has some influence on. But at the start of every season, you play 10 placement games.
Yeah.
Determines where you start your season in the rankings.
Right.
And it will take into account not only your performance in those games, but where you were last season.
Right.
So it's good if you think you're going to lose a lot of games, like I tend to, then don't play.
You stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop
okay.
playing when
Right.
you think you've peaked,
Right.
and maintain the.
I was actually thinking to myself, like, yeah, if you jump in and do those 10, like, almost kind of qualifying games that you were talking about doing, where it
Yeah,
helps
yeah.
with your placement, like, how much does that suck if you have a run of good games and then you get dumped really high and then you just
yeah, see,
get
that-
trashed for
like,
the next season? Like,
it's,
how does that
it's
work?
weird. I don't know how it figures it out.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone
don't tell-
really
they don't
knows.
tell anyone.
The
Right.
formula is very secretive. It's herbs and
Okay.
spices stuff, which is mostly salt.
Yeah,
garlic.
it's very
Yeah.
appropriate of salt in this case.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I won, I think this season maybe like 7 or 8 out of 10 games.
I thought you were going
Right.
to say you just won the season.
Yeah, you just won.
Oh, yeah,
the
he's
whole
rank, he's,
season.
rank,
win
he's,
all the
he's
time.
rank one.
Yeah,
really,
that's it.
And still got bronze.
Yeah.
Which is
Sure.
the second lowest division.
Okay.
But the thing is, out of your performance in those games, it looks at how many creeps you've killed, like your CS score, how many assists, your vision score, which is where you put like wards down and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, there's so many metrics
Yeah.
that I think it's impossible. You could win 10 out of 10 games. And
still-
by every metric
Yeah.
from in the game, do really well. But if your previous season you were silver,
Yeah.
you know, like there were pro players this season in after the 10 placement games hitting bronze or iron, which is the lowest one.
Right.
Because Riot thought that the ladder was getting too top heavy, it was getting too easy to get to like
Wow.
Grandmaster and Challenger.
Wow.
So yeah, even pro players.
And it was more of a hard reset this season too.
It
so they
was,
did
yeah.
push everyone lower to start.
Wait, is Challenger higher than Grandmaster?
Yes.
Yes.
How does that work?
How does that work?
Because the Challenger circuit is your way into the competitive scene.
Pro play, basically.
Still,
You go from Challenger to every franchise has
Academy.
So you go into Academy, and then
But you're a
you can be-
grandmaster before that.
yeah,
Yeah,
then you're
yeah.
going into
That's-
the
But
academy.
that's playing solo. That's like
Okay.
you have enough individual skill and talent to top the ladder to
Right.
get noticed by people. You go from Grandmaster to Challenger, and to stay that high, you need to keep playing. Otherwise, your LP, which is what determines like your points,
You lose a point.
Decays.
it
if you don't
decays
play
over
games.
time. So that's why that's how they get you.
That's right. We can stop playing because we're not high enough to have decay.
Decay.
Yeah, right.
I have modest goals. I've been playing this game for 10
So
years.
just the fact that Nick just went, oh yeah, your loser points, and he went unchallenged.
No one argued a bit. So I took that and just.
I think I have modest goals. I think if I before my reflexes completely die on me,
Right.
I want to get to gold.
I think it's possible.
We're in silver. Gold is the
Before
next
your
step.
reflexes even die.
There are programs that you can run that analyze everything
Yeah.
and how you play and stuff, and then it will compare you to what you want to like, what division you want to be in.
Right.
And I consistently play by most metrics at a gold level.
Oh, so you've done this thing.
I hate to blame other people, but the holding
But
is
I'm
down,
gonna
man.
blame other people.
I mean, there is some of that. I have seen you tilt sometimes.
We
and make
have
some
the
questionable
statistics
choices.
to back up
Wait, now,
And I'm
the
the
fact
same.
that as individuals,
yeah.
we play at a gold level.
now, hold on, Dave. Explain to me what you mean by tilt. Like, just is that what you
He
Not
gets
just
quite,
mad.
not quite run it down, but make some questionable in-game decisions, as we're all prone to occasionally.
Yeah, if your mental
goes
breaks,
boom.
right?
Wait, if you're acting mental.
No. They call it
Yeah,
the
no.
mental.
Your
You have to
mental
have
strength
strong
just
mental,
disappears.
which is like discipline and
Oh Jesus!
yeah.
What
They
is
call
that?
it strong mental.
No, it's not. It's just called not being a shit.
This whole thing sounds mental.
But yeah, like I
don't
tend
need a term.
I get emotional a little bit.
Just
But unlike most people who might flame in chat or like Nick would, or you don't even need to be losing for that. You just do it because
I'm
it's
just
fun.
doing it because it's fun.
But like a lot of people will AFK, they'll quit,
Right.
they'll blame you, they'll whatever, they'll feed intentionally kills and
Yeah.
stuff. Whereas my version of tilt is when I kind of just make poor decisions.
you're hard on yourself. So
I'll
it
die
sort of
and
gets worse.
then I'll get tilted, and then the next time. And Dave suffers because his champion, as we've talked about
Yeah,
before,
he's
is
a support
attached to
that
me.
attaches to
So if
you.
I make a bad decision and jump in,
Okay.
Dave's going, and we both die instantly. He goes, I don't think that was the best decision.
I'm considering expanding my champ pool to play characters that are not
Yeah.
attached to Josh.
That's fair.
Poor Dave. He's like so reserved.
I'm just
like,
trying to
just-
help.
It's still fun. I'm still having fun with it. So
Yeah.
it's
Dave
fine.
is the turret and Josh is the ship, and Dave's like going, we can't go into the asteroid field, and Josh is like, going into the asteroid field.
Yeah. So anyway, Anthem, LOL,
Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 2. Played a bit of Guild Wars 2.
I actually did play that.
Yeah. Well, we jumped in for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got back into it.
It's I'm happy to like get into it and stuff, but again, common complaint. It's DirectX 9.
It runs
Yeah.
like crap on your
I have a
machine.
2080 Ti.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
just it doesn't matter how good your specs
That's
are.
24 frames you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean there's more than 4 people over there?
Yeah. Commence slideshow.
Yeah.
But
That was always
it's
the
scratching that
problem.
MMO itch. You know, there's only one MMO. I think I've talked about it before, Ashes of Creation, that I'm keeping an eye on. But
Right.
like most games nowadays that are Kickstarted, funded, or something like that, this is being put together piece by piece by piece.
Yeah.
And then they release it in pieces, and it's like still it's in alpha and alpha 1, alpha 2, and it's like call me or wake me up when it's
I mean,
actually playable.
when you take a look at the kind of the history of MMOs coming out, and they're always like, oh yeah, there's a fair amount there, but they're pretty bare bones. When you think about it, the MMO is the original early access game. Because they're always like, you get to a point where like, yeah, they're always adding stuff if it's a successful MMO, and that's fine. Like nothing wrong with that. But City of Heroes is always my go-to one where they go, oh, we're going to have superhero guilds with bases and all this like different kinds of stuff and arch enemies that are custom made for you, and that stuff didn't come for years.
No, it was a while after it came out.
It was crazy how little we got from the get-go.
I actually remember you and me talking about it when it was on the way out.
Yeah.
And it just looked really cool. It had a bunch of stuff they were looking at doing. But yeah, even then, like when it was coming out, they were talking about stuff that didn't actually hit for, well, maybe another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. We were really excited about like what you could potentially do initially, and then when the game came out, it's just like there's still things to do, but they're much more limited capacity.
Yeah.
Who made that?
Cryptic Studios.
Are they around still?
Yeah, they're doing the Star Trek MMO at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And
There's a Warhammer one, isn't there? MMO?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
I haven't
Warhammer Online?
Never played it, but Cryptic also do the Neverwinter MMO.
Oh, okay. And that's heavily based on D&D rules, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sort of.
Sort of. It's like it's in that setting.
Because there's D&D online, isn't there?
Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons Online is there.
Neverwinter's closer to like an almost like an action brawler in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's right. It is. Oh, yeah, it is too, isn't it? It's that one, yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. What have you guys been playing? Dave, what have you been playing?
Much the same as you, actually.
Oh, well done. Good choices.
Yeah, I don't think I played anything else different than what you mentioned. Anything was,
I was excited because I thought this is a diverse week. I can say other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say something else.
Anthem, that's about it.
Once I got through the tutorial,
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
good.
tutorial.
Yeah.
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 it was the flying could be quite fun once I figure that out in my head.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I found I had to tweak it, just like to get the sensitivity to where I wanted it to be.
I can see that.
But you should have seen it when they had the initial beta for the game. It was awful.
Yeah, it
It was
was.
so bad. Like I literally had to like plug in a control pad, and anytime I flew, I just be like the control pad.
Yeah.
It was
Nice.
very badly optimized for mouse and keyboard initially.
I'm just going to play a big tanky boy and sit on the ground and like shoot people.
Yeah,
I
Tanky
reckon.
Boy's
That's
fun.
probably-
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the shooting mechanic. It feels
Yeah, it does feel good.
nice.
All three of us have like an even spread because you've got like Tanky Boy, Normal Guy, Interceptor. I can't remember the names for them. Oh, we just need like the one that flies and shoots lightning, the Magneto
wizard.
one.
It's like the
wizard.
mage of the group, basically.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's going to be you, Nick.
I need to get the
Oh, we
game
played some
first.
Vermintide too, obviously.
Yes.
yeah, played that on stream.
Yeah.
Not that anyone noticed. it was a quiet night.
I don't think we even really let anyone know that we
Nah.
were doing
Briefly
it
at the
until
last minute.
literally when we
Yeah.
were doing it.
Yeah.
So
I like Vermintide,
It's fun.
but I get over it pretty quick. I'll
Yeah.
be honest. It's like 1 or 2 levels that go for 30, 40 minutes or whatever.
yeah,
And then I'm like, it's just more of the same.
Well, the challenge one where the
Oh,
hard enemies split into less
I
hard
like
enemies.
that.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I actually really like
Yeah.
it.
It makes
also
the challenge
enjoyed
more
that.
I
challenge.
do wish I realised that was going to happen before we started, and I went sweet in. So
Oh, there's
I
one
don't
guy,
think
now
your
there's 8 of them.
intoxicated brain would let you do
Yeah.
anything else.
No, I was just like, I've got a hammer. And it was a terrible idea.
A lot of my friends died in that game.
Yeah, they did.
Leroy, you Leroy Jenkins the crap out of that.
consistently
We-
over and over again.
Dave and I played Vermintide at one point during the week, and so we just jumped into a game, and some dude joined our session. I didn't realize it was open.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
he was just like this. He was the dwarf character.
Yeah.
But but he wasn't wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
He had a mohawk.
Yeah.
And he just had like 2 axes in his hands.
Yeah.
And he was just running, just going like, and just cutting down
He
everything.
knew what was
Nice.
going
Yeah,
on.
He knew what he was
Wow.
doing.
Yeah.
But it was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
I live here.
It was great to
This
watch
is
him
my
just,
house.
him just aggressively waddling towards the enemy, and they all fall down around him. It was fun. I liked it.
Cool. What have you been playing, Nick? Other than
Drinking games.
Vermintide.
yeah, yeah, Russian roulette with your liver.
No, that's
No,
not gonna lie,
everything's
that was-
loaded.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that
right,
was
yeah.
kind of the crux of it. I just kept shooting myself with whatever was in front of me.
I still have all your shots.
I know. I
Yeah,
noticed that. I saw it in there.
let's not.
Jamie's intervention.
Jamie knows what's about to happen.
I'm just worried about my friend.
I want to see vomit on camera.
I don't.
Wow.
Are you sure? Are you sure you do?
Yeah, I know because I can't catch it. Yeah.
Well, you can't
Well, you
catch
can
the ball,
literally
mate.
catch it, depending
Well,
on
no,
where he aims.
Jamie's in
Like,
the
if he-
splash though.
You know he'll look at
We've
you.
got a pretty good, we've got a pretty good springboard here for a splash zone. So
I mean, it's not like there's lots of expensive recording
Yeah,
gear on the
you
table.
would
It's
have
fine.
to tank it as well.
It's fine. I just jump in front of the mixer.
save the mixer. But no, I played a lot of Vermintide 2. Well, a bit more Vermintide 2 when you guys weren't around. That was
Yeah.
cool. Joined up with some randoms, and the randoms are actually really helpful, which
Oh,
was
nice.
nice.
Oh, you got new friends.
No, Jesus, I
You're
don't talk to
places.
people.
Just
Why
watch
would I
them.
ever talk to people, Josh?
You don't play multiplayer
I
games.
don't play multiplayer games to be social.
I hate humanity. Why would I
Christ.
talk to people?
People are fucking garbage. But no, there was a couple of them. They are actually really helpful. Played a few games with them.
Those bastards.
Other than that,
Yeah,
realistically,
they're
I
Helpful
played,
bastards.
Yeah. I did play some more Sea of Thieves
You're
actually
just
as
the
well.
polar opposite. Sorry, I'm just going to point out, you and Jamie, when you're drunk,
Yeah.
are just polar opposites. I've played with both of you when you're drunk.
Yeah.
Nick wants everyone to die
Yeah.
and never speak to him. Jamie turns into the friendliest person
It's
imaginable.
It's the yin and yang.
He does
Like
actually,
Jamie
yeah.
in Guild Wars, like just I remember we were trying to learn the raids,
yeah.
Yeah.
and like drunk Jamie
I was
just.
blackout drunk that night, by the way.
But you were best friends with them. They
Oh,
were trying to. They were so patient because they were telling you what to do, and then you'd be like, "Hey, what are we doing?" I was like, "We just," and then they would tell you again. I'm like, they have some patience.
Wow.
Which is rare in an online.
Yeah, they were really helpful. And then we were talking earlier about poker. I'm pretty sure you've been intoxicated for the VR poker.
Yeah.
You're on the Champers once.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you just blow bubbles at people because you're just sitting like this bit in VR.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
And you keep stealing people's cigarettes out of their
Yeah, well,
mouth.
people would have cigars, and we come and we sit at the table, and I'm like, how do I get a cigar? And I just kind of reach over, and like
reach
take
over.
it out of the guy's mouth. Like, that's how you do it.
I like it. Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth.
But then, and then Nick's just devastatingly depressing.
But that's how I work, buddy.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how I work. That's my shtick.
We each have
That's
a
why
role
he
to
is
play.
dressed in
Smart.
black, and I am dressed in colours.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Your colours say, oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
They do say, oh, yes. Tell me you got that custom made.
Oh,
No, I
yes.
got it online.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, online. Okay. You
Yeah.
didn't walk into
Wow,
the
the
store and go,
internet.
yeah, oh, yes.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
like it's
yes.
going to be on the Target or Kmart rack.
Yeah,
not
true.
yet.
Not yet.
It will be in like 5 years' time when
Yeah,
no one's saying it.
eventually when no one says it anymore.
I mean, this is old. I've had this for a while now.
It's like when all the vote for Pedro stuff from Napoleon
shit, yeah,
Dynamite
when
was
that's
turned out
really
on Target.
popular,
Like,
isn't it?
okay.
So what about you, Jim? What have you been playing?
I haven't been playing that much. I bought Hades
Yeah, cool.
and then didn't play it.
Oh,
I'm
sweet.
still,
Disappointing.
I
It is
still gotta
good.
play it.
I reckon
but
you dig it.
yeah, I feel like I will.
I'm a big advocate for
it. It was
Hades.
on sale, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to grab that. And I just haven't gotten around to giving it a go. Played Vermintide with Dave. Played some Anthem with you and Dave. I got the Teardown, which
Yeah.
I showed you guys like
Oh, yeah.
the
Just
first level of that
wondering, yeah.
when, after we'd done streaming. But that's a really cool concept because I mean like it starts off very simple, like, oh, you just got to tear down like this building and teaching you that everything is basically
Physics and
destructible.
stuff, yeah.
It's all voxel, but it's not like it's voxel with physics.
Yeah.
So if you knock down a house, if you like, it's not going to be like, or if you knock down a tree, unlike in Minecraft where everything would like stay
Yeah.
stationary in the sky,
Yeah, yeah.
it goes like, oh, here come the physics, and it simulates a lot. So it's a very processor heavy game, but it goes from basically being you tear down stuff with physics to essentially like a heist game. You got to
Right.
like find ways to like steal stuff, and like the second level is you go in and you're basically repossessing some computers, and
Right.
if you tear down the place, you'll find hidden money in like safes and things like that. And,
Yeah, okay.
and so it's cool. You kind of go like, how can I get into this thing? And I got to be destructive about it.
Honestly,
Right.
what we watched you play, it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it's that difficult to get into buildings. You tried to open
Yeah,
a door,
that's right, and
and
you
you would take out the wall around it.
Yeah.
Yes, but there are also like that's just the first level. So like as you go through there are other things where it's like, oh, you have to disable power in a certain time, otherwise the police will
Right,
be
okay.
alerted.
Yeah.
I know that there's a level with like a vault, and it's like, how the hell do you get
Oh,
into this
yeah,
vault?
okay.
Yeah.
So you've got to be kind of like creative about your destruction, and it's a fun
it's
idea
fun.
for a game, you know. And it's been a bit of a breakout hit.
Yeah.
And hopefully the dev is going to add more stuff to it as well, which would be always
You'd,
nice.
you'd assume its success would like
Yeah,
spur
yeah.
them on a little bit.
I bought is it A Way Out?
Yes, yeah,
I'm
way
pretty
out.
keen to play that.
Yeah, I've got that too,
Yeah.
so I'm happy to.
Because that's only local co-op too.
No, it's online,
No,
but
not.
it's
They-
always
it
split
was-
screen.
Yeah, it was only local initially, and then they added the online
Right.
because this. Yeah,
But it's still split screen.
Yeah.
But it stays
Wow.
split screen so that you can always see what the other guy's doing in the
Yeah.
like the stylized angles.
Did you guys ever play? I don't know which one it was, but Hitman co-op. I think
No,
I don't remember Hitman ever
don't
having a
remember
co-op
having
option.
co-op at all. Okay.
Which-
it was
Which
Hitman.
one?
No, it was a Splinter Cell. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember playing with
No.
Steve in one of those, and it was
I
Yeah.
co-op.
think
It was really fun.
I tried the multiplayer one, the
Yeah.
the deathmatchy one, and I sucked.
I think
But no, I never saw the co-op.
Yeah, I think it was because the Splinter Cell back when we were playing Splinter Cell, I'm pretty sure that we were playing it on the Xbox.
one. Yeah.
And you guys would have been playing it on the PC. They were actually different versions of the game.
Yeah.
So the PC one I think had like a co-op thing to it.
Yeah, right.
And the Xbox one had more like
PvP.
like
Yeah.
PvP, and you've got like the always on headset, and so like they can hear you, and like that had like all these like kind of like cool little connotations to it as well. Like if like people would always tell stories about how they were kind of like doing like the splits and hanging up from the rafters as you do, and then there's like a guy walking under them, and then they sneeze, and they're just like whoa, and shoot their dick out.
I miss Splinter Cell. It's one of my favorite series.
Yeah.
I think talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I like Blacklist. That was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
And Double Agent. There were even talk of a movie at one point. I don't know. I should Google that and see if it's still a thing. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's hard to get.
It probably was at some point.
Yeah.
I always get terrified of any movie being made out of any game. So
I
it's
just
Yeah.
want Kiefer Sutherland to play.
that's actually fair. I
yeah.
think.
It would
Like
make
just
me feel-
dye his hair dark and
Yeah.
he could be a good Sam Fisher.
Yeah. Or even the what's his name? The guy that actually did his voice when he was a younger Spryer man.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember his
yeah.
name. Someone Ironside.
Oh,
Jeremy Ironside.
Yeah. He like I feel like him when he was younger would have done a really good job as Sam Fisher because
Yeah.
he's done movies like that.
Didn't they model
Previously.
him, the character, somewhat off him
Yeah.
originally? Yeah. Yeah.
No, 'cause
I don't
he's-
think
he's a
Kiefer
beast.
Sutherland would be allowed to play Sam Fisher because he's already done the voice for Solid Snake, and as we know, you can't be both spies.
They're not at all related.
They're totally like that. They were.
You say
they were-
that, but then you've got what's his name that was Thanos and Cable. So
Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but he was CG.
Josh Brolin?
Josh Brolin, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's Josh Brolin.
Because like just because like it was always, they always compared Splinter Cell to Metal Gear. They were always like, oh, this is how they do
Oh,
like the
yeah.
stealth
Really?
action. Yeah,
Yeah,
stealth,
they
stealth
did.
in Japan versus stealth in the West. Like that's how
Right,
they,
okay.
they tackle it.
Yeah.
No, there were tons of comparisons between the two. And in fact, there was it's even like an Easter egg in I think it was maybe Wildlands or something where it was like
Yeah.
a report from Sam Fisher talking about how like in veiled text, essentially saying like, oh well, Hideo Kojima is gone now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Snake has died in his games, and you're the only one left now, Sam.
Wow. What was that hack and slash Metal Gear game?
Oh,
Revengeance.
Yeah, Revengeance.
Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid
I
Revengeance.
played
God,
that.
that was good.
I played
Yeah.
that a fair bit.
That was rad.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't play it for ages until you sat down and you were just like, no, we need to play it because it's really good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we recorded it.
Yeah.
And did that, but then like we ran through that, and you played it the whole time. And so then after we did that, though, I was just like, no, I have to buy it. So I bought
Yeah.
it, and then I played it.
God,
Just
that game was so
immediately.
hype.
Yeah.
Like that's one of those games where the moment you start playing, it just goes.
Well, it's got like I
Yeah.
think between how stylized the action is and the soundtrack.
Yeah.
they're literally like, oh, it's butt rock.
Yeah,
like just
but it's-
stuff like that.
It's good butt rock.
Yeah, it's great butt rock.
And then you cut a guy's butt off.
Yeah,
And
in like three.
And that
different
rocks,
yeah,
variations.
it does rock. And it's like it's just a fun game.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's just so good.
fun action. And then they're like, oh, here's some political stuff. It's like I just want to.
I just want to chop everyone.
I just want to chop. And then they're like, you love the killing. It's like I do.
Yeah, I do love the killing.
I can't deny it.
I
Yeah.
enjoy the chop.
I made the slow mo so I could do more killing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of killing, consoles aren't going to kill PC anytime soon, but they are out.
Are they
Yeah.
out?
Are they out? I
That
thought they were
segue.
out next week.
That segue. Oh, whatever. We talked
Yeah,
about
we
this
just-
before
we
the
just-
podcast. I keep seeing reviews, so I keep thinking
okay.
they're out. But obviously,
Yeah.
there's a review embargo has been lifted.
Yeah.
I've seen a few publications. Some I trust, some I don't. Like, if you're rating them out of 10 for power, performance, things like that, which is
See, that's not.
I think it's hard to gauge with no games at this point.
Well, that's my thing is that I can't look at a review at the moment and go, oh, yeah, cool, or oh, nah, whatever, because I just need to see the games on it.
The consensus is
Like it's-
for what games they have been able to review on it that were built just for
Just for those
Next
consoles
gen.
specifically, yeah.
that by all means it's a significant improvement over last gen.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you want.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
you
do,
mean.
yeah.
It's been like what, 10 years?
Yeah, if
it
you
better
didn't
be a lot.
achieve, if you
Better
didn't
be
achieve
better.
at least that much,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what games come out. I really there's not much to say. I mean,
Look-
it's exactly it does
I
what your
will-
PS4 and your Xbox X does.
Yeah, it does that, but now it's more gooder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
um,
it's just, yeah, cool. Okay.
the
Stuff that's full of
PS5
better.
seems to be having some issues with the
Overheating.
face plates and overheating.
The face
and-
plates, that's an Xbox 360 issue if I ever heard one.
No, they had to stop orders of like custom face plates.
Custom
or something.
face
Yeah,
plates,
Sony
yeah.
went, no,
Yeah.
you cannot make.
Yeah.
Yes.
Third-party people were making them. They're like, no,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
But then
Sony
there was,
lawyers.
that was also another thing where, the face plates and a bunch of people got mad about that because the third parties couldn't make them. And I understand being mad about that because that was actually like kind of cool with your 360. Like you'd get a game or whatever and you'd get a face plate. And you're like, yeah, cool. I'll chuck them on the front of it.
Yeah.
There was some that looked really shit though. That was a problem.
Yeah, it was just
But,
like
The
shitty customization.
fact that the PS5 is so big, I didn't realize it was that big.
Oh, it's
I've
a
seen some
chunky boy.
It's a
Yeah.
large lad. He's a thick boy. That kind of threw me off a little bit because I kind of would have thought that moving
Heat
to
would dissipate.
yeah, like moving to the point that they're at now, that they probably would have gone for either like if it was massive, it'd probably be because of the heating thing, and they were trying to mitigate that, which obviously they haven't. But if it's not to mitigate that or it's not to do anything with that, like why haven't they tried to make it like maybe at least a little bit more compact? Like
I mean,
it's
every
just huge.
PlayStation, once they're into the new generation, it's always
massive.
It's always
Yeah.
a big fat boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's unsurprising.
Yeah.
You will get the Slim at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah,
Once
well,
it's cheap.
Xbox launched with S
Oh, the
version,
digital one. Yeah. As
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which only does 1080p. I
Yeah,
think.
it's not as
or
oomphy.
1440.
It's
I
not
think
as
actually.
powerful, and it's just a little bit smaller form factor.
And then the
digital
full
only.
blown one does 1080, and it's either 1080 or
Does
4K.
4K.
There's no in between.
Yeah.
Sony aren't doing 1440. I think it's 1080 or 4K.
Yeah.
I guess if you're hooking it to a television,
Yeah, you
that's
expect
not an
it-
issue.
Yeah, I don't
Because
see
you're either-
1440 being a very common.
It's more your PC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's something they only really use if you have to. Like I feel like I don't ever see anyone going out of their way to get a 1440.
I mean, my monitor's a 1440.
Mine.
Yeah, but you
think
didn't
mine
go.
is
I
too.
need it to be 1440 though.
I did actually,
But why?
because I don't want 1080. It's too low.
Why didn't you go 4K?
Well, I've got the big boy.
which is now secondary.
It's my
So it's
secondary
that
monitor.
Secondary monitor. But yeah, no, I just see it with consoles being more like they expect you to just want to put that on a big TV in your lounge.
Yeah, console, that's fine. I'd still like to see 4K 60 FPS footage that they claim a lot of their games can reach.
Yeah.
I don't-
With things actually happening on screen.
Yeah, there's either going to be some upscaling going on or
Yeah.
some trickery. I just don't see.
Yeah.
Why is everything happening in fog? Why can I see a foot in front of me?
Yeah.
Remember how Fog used to give you a faster frame rate, but
Yeah,
now it gives
but
you a
now it
slower
gives
one?
you a slower.
Fire used to be the killer.
Yeah.
I remember for my
Shadows.
graphics cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a
Like
little light
the
source. And,
First Division.
yeah.
I could run that pretty smooth.
Yeah.
And then you come across like a bum at a fire
Yeah.
and in a barrel
Oh.
and stuff, and it's like, oh.
Particle physics
Slideshow.
with reactive lighting just destroying
So
your card,
yeah, I mean, if you're here listening to the podcast for console coverage,
Well,
We don't
that's the
have
thing,
it.
None of us are jumping at it realistically.
No.
So
No.
and I mean, you three, I don't expect to really anyway. I'm
I have more
kind of
self-respect
interested,
than that.
but because you're a douchebag, I'm kind of interested, but it's at the point now for me where, especially because I'd probably be hanging in the Microsoft side of things, just because I know like I've got people to play with there, like a lot of the social stuff there, all that kind of shit. I'm just not I don't have anything that makes me have to get another console.
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to, so I'm kind of just not.
Yeah.
Because
and like you've
A, what
also-
I've already got is going to have games coming out on it still for
Yeah.
a while, and B, I've got a new PC.
Yeah.
What's the driving factor? It would be games
Yeah,
that are
it would be
exclusive
games
to
that are
next gen.
exclusives.
Which is
At the
happening
moment,
less and less
it's
too.
minimal.
And,
Yeah.
and like, look, Microsoft's strategy is like flat out going like, don't have a gaming PC, just grab a
Just
console.
grab a console.
And
Yeah.
like that's fine.
And
Yeah.
here's our entire library.
Yeah,
Whereas
like,
PlayStation is still very much.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
There's
Microsoft,
like 20 titles or something.
Something like that.
Microsoft
originally-
just have that situation where they go like, we actually have like 2 areas that people can buy from us essentially. So we'll stop segmenting that player base and we'll bring them together.
Try
and
to bring them together.
that'll make more loyal customers because
Yeah.
we're not going, no, you got to buy the game twice now.
And realistically, that's what all of us want. We just want to have all the games all the time,
Yeah, it's true.
be able to play with each other.
And
Yeah.
and Sony are just doing their own thing and like
Nintendo are off in the corner doing something else
Also
entirely.
doing
I
their
don't
own
know,
thing, yeah.
doing
Yeah.
their own thing.
I don't think they've announced anything or even hinted at.
Nintendo?
They've hinted at another Switch coming out next
Oh,
year. but-
okay.
but nothing crazy because I mean like when they
Well, their barrier has never been hardware.
no, but they always do something different as well.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like if they came out and said like, all right, our next console is just a stronger Nintendo Switch, I would be surprised.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that it got described when I was reading that, in it being another Nintendo Switch, was more just because people were just like, it's another console. How do we relate
Yeah.
this to them?
It'll have ear tracking or something.
Something
weird.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll like hang off your testicle while you
Yeah.
use it or
Yeah.
something.
Because like I think like the weirdest Nintendo thing to come out in like the last while would have been the Wii U. Because like
Yeah.
the way that they branded it, it led people to think, oh, it's just another Wii.
Yeah.
But that was actually an entirely different console.
Yeah, yeah.
And it could play Wii games.
games,
But I think they kind of learnt their lesson from that because it was a massive failure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't do well.
I think Microsoft have got the right idea. I think they're going to see some longevity here.
Oh yeah.
Because as much as I love PC and shit on consoles, they are moving towards a very hardware agnostic
Yeah.
platform. And I think that's the future, where you can go out and you can choose your hardware knowing that you're not going to be restricted to that ecosystem.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what, like I said, that's just going to be better for everyone. In the long run.
Yeah.
What I'm interested to see is, and I'm sure that they've already covered it. I say interested; it's only a passing interest at the moment. I haven't looked into it, but I'm curious to see what the HUDs look like on the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah. I've seen
Oh,
screenshots
yeah.
of the Xbox one.
Because I
You mean like the menu system?
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
and
when,
GUI.
like,
Pretty much looks like the existing one.
because like I hate the existing
Oh,
one.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
shit house, and Sony's is old but serviceable, but a pain if you've got a lot of games.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
okay.
so I want to know how they're going to go. Like, how can we have like a simple, effective menu system that is fast,
Yeah.
and makes it easy to access all your stuff.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've had an Xbox, but yeah, the general consensus was it's just snappier, cleaner, but generally much the same
Right,
for the
they,
Xbox.
They did like a little update on the Xbone a while back, and it's barely noticeable.
That said, and now this is a very much a point of controversy, even amongst this group. Looking at you,
Sure.
um,
Okay.
I like the DualShock controller.
Yep.
Even though I've got two Xbox One controllers,
Yeah.
because the lack of PC driver support. Well, I think you can get the PS4 DualShock for PC.
You can now. I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's got like if your game is in Steam, I'm pretty sure like it's just got an inherent
Yeah.
DualShock support now.
But the controller for the PS5 has got better reviews than the console itself.
Oh, really?
They're saying it's like just an incredible controller.
Yeah, okay.
Even the PC gaming publications I read are saying we really hope there's a PC driver
Yeah,
for this.
okay. Wow.
Which is good to
Well,
see.
maybe they could make
And
it
so-
work on an Xbox.
Yeah, that's right. Well, but then I looked at the screenshot and I'm like, it's just a PS4 DualShock controller. Like, what?
I assume they've done some stuff internally. Like
They
I said,
must have,
I,
yeah.
I hate the layout. I do. That is
Yeah,
legitimately my main point of contention with the PlayStation control pad always is the input placement.
Did you like the 64?
No.
No.
Jesus.
See, I've
Jesus.
had having the PS3 for a long time, not using it that much. I find it weird to play on the Xbox controller now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
See,
it's what you get used
I like
to.
the SNES controller.
because my problem is always just that like when things moved into a more 3D space and that the analog stick became the primary input, and Microsoft actually put the stick where the primary input is when you sit your hand on it, and so I'm just like, yes, that makes sense to me. And so that's what always throws me about a PlayStation control pad. The amount of times I'm just like, why isn't it there? It needs to be there. And but yeah, while that's my point of contention and my issue with that, I would kind of assume that because there has been criticisms before about their control pads, and how they are, and I would hope that they've at least listened to. I mean, Sony, some might not have listened to some of that and done some stuff internally to make sure it's at least like feeling smoother, a bit more kind of into itself, like actually feeling like it's a good hefty piece of gear that you're using instead of feeling a bit more like a plastic toy.
That said, the Xbox Elite, is it?
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah, it's really good. It's
I
really
did have
sweet.
one.
They've had some issues with those, haven't they?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah,
Things are breaking.
well, our friend Nath, he's on like 6 of them or something. They just,
Okay,
they
so
keep breaking.
let's make this very clear though. He's the kind of guy that like if he came in and sat down and we were all just hanging out and having a good time, we were all sitting on these chairs, and then one of us got up and left, and he sat on the chair would break.
He's very good at finding
Like he is just
Not
bugs in
weight
games.
related.
no, not weight related at all.
Just finds weak points.
That is just his luck and what happens with anything to do with any.
They are not
anything he
cheap to
touches.
replace.
Oh, well, he keeps getting them to replace
He's
them
like-
because they're like their factory issues.
okay.
Like a lot of them that he has trouble with is the rubber on the grips. I think it is
Right.
Dude,
fairly specifically. Like
he's like that chick from Garden of Sinners who has the death eyes perception. So like he can see where things will die if you touch it in a certain spot, and he does it to everything.
purposefully finds it
But he doesn't
every
mean to. He's just like
time.
I broke
It's like
it.
the red button. You want to touch it. You've been told not to. So you're going to.
But like I just quickly throwing my 2 cents in on the controllers stuff. Like, I prefer the Xbox controller like the most. Like it's just I find it's the most comfortable one. The PS4 controller is nowhere near as bad as the PS3 controller. Like the PS4 one is fine. I can use that without going like no my hands. But like yeah, so
The PS3 one was a lot smaller, wasn't
it
it?
was tiny and it had like convex freaking.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, see, thumbs
thumb
literally
pads.
slip
That,
off
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sticks.
it was a stupid control pad. I hated it. PS4 is okay. Don't like the positioning of the thumbstick, but I can live with it. And yeah, I don't know what the is the Xbox control pad just the same? Have they changed it?
Again,
They've-
much
no,
like the
they've-
interface, it's slight changes apparently.
Well, apparently there's a whole bunch, like yet again, from what they've said, a lot of it is the internal changes, where the problems that they were having with the Elite, they want to make sure they don't keep having.
Yeah, so
So
no
they're-
more rubber.
Yeah, well, yeah. They're basically taking a lot of the lessons that they learned from when they brought out the Elite and basically trying to make like a cheaper version so you don't have to pay as much as the Elite to get another control pad.
Yeah.
okay.
That they can hopefully pour like more effort into making sure it doesn't fall apart or doesn't whatever. It's going to last you X amount of time.
Yeah.
Which is appropriate. X amount of time.
X amount of
Nice.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
If it's anything like Microsoft Minutes on Windows, who knows?
Who knows?
It'll
Cool.
last
Could always
20
say it in
years,
X amount of
4
words.
minutes, 3 seconds. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. I still remember one day looking at that and seeing it say a couple of days.
Yeah. Oh, it
And
does.
I was not pleased.
Its next step up is just don't bother, just cancel.
Just stop.
Yeah.
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 Even if you
Just-
cancel it though, I'm not going to actually close.
Yeah,
the
I'm not
window.
going to close it.
It's going to crash.
It's done. Like it's there.
But no, speaking of Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
No, speaking of hardware.
Well, that's why you see that won't happen if you buy a new AMD processor because it'll be so fast.
Yeah,
It'll be amazing.
exactly. So fast.
It'll make your internet faster. Not really.
I wish that's how it worked.
Just download more RAM. It'll.
Yeah,
Oh.
you wouldn't download a car.
I would have.
Yeah, I would've
You
could.
probably could now.
3D
If you
print-
3D printed
3D
it,
print,
yeah.
Let's do it, boys. 3D print a car.
Yeah.
The Neon City driver.
But so AMD have
Yeah.
released their 5000 series CPUs for those PC nerd hardware nerds.
Oh.
PC nerd hardware nerds.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
It's a very specific
it's a very
subset.
exclusive club.
David's
niche.
definitely
Can
part of it.
Yeah.
I'm keen. I mean, I haven't actually purchased my own desktop processor since 2008.
Oh, so
Having
you're ready.
Wow.
been
yeah,
gifted
okay.
various things from various people.
Well, it's newsworthy because
It craps all over Intel.
it brings true competition back to the PC
They've
Yeah,
actually
hardware
priced
market.
them higher because they know they're actually in the lead.
Yeah,
They haven't had to go with a value, proposition.
okay.
We're better than Intel. We're actually going to price higher than Intel.
And so AMD have always released after Intel, or have at the moment. So this is the answer to the 10 series. And the fact that the lowest 5000 series from AMD is benchmarking better than the highest Intel
Yeah, okay.
offering out of the 10 series
Pretty good.
for $50 more.
Yeah.
Is just incredible.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not bad.
Like, it's just-
realistically.
yeah, it's nuts. Ryzen and Threadripper have long held the productivity crown.
Absolutely. The
But now they
multi-core
also have the
is
gaming crown. Intel's answer might take that back, but
Although
Intel's next generation
yeah.
is still based on the aging 14.
and the top end one is going to have 2 less cores.
So it's just good for AMD.
Yeah. It's good for gamers, PC gamers, because there's actual competition in the
good.
processor
It is.
market now.
It's been a long time since it was worth buying an AMD if you wanted to be like top tier.
Yeah,
Right.
and they're doing the same thing in the graphics card market too. Like, well, from what they've shown,
From what
Yeah,
they've shown,
well,
yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
cards are looking good.
Yeah, well, I cancelled my 3080 pre-order because one, they just can't make them and ship them. It's just, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's COVID or what's going on with that. Like mid next year, that's ridiculous.
I think it's a combination of probably like COVID and also the fact that just like so many people have been
people.
ordering them because there's been
Yeah.
so much hype around
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm kind of glad in a way because now AMD have come out and proven
The 6000
that they
series
can
are good.
they can tangle at the
Keep
top.
up and, yeah.
So if they do that in the graphics card as well as the CPU,
Oh, not just like the production, but also because they had like that hardware issue with a bunch of them as well.
Yeah,
Remember?
true.
Like,
with the
Oh.
transistors
So they
or
would've had-
capacitors.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they would have had to do like a whole bunch of recalls as well.
Yeah,
So
true.
it's a mess.
yeah.
Well, and Apple's taking a lot of foundry space with their chips.
Yeah, and
so there's
Apple
just,
sucks, and like so it's it's all adds up.
So there's lots of people wanting chips.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get space at a foundry to get what you want made.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so some cool hardware coming
Oh,
out,
I'm excited.
but you can't get your hands on it.
Yeah, that's less exciting.
Yeah.
Even consoles, I think they're saying
Yeah, they're
get
saying
ready
that
for low
Have a
stock
delay,
levels
yeah.
and stuff.
No, you're going to have to deal with that.
Yeah, it's a good thing there's no reason
It's
to
all
buy
right.
one yet.
Cyberpunk's not out
Yeah,
yet, so
that's
it's
right.
fine.
Yeah. Oh, the
Well, yeah,
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk
Yeah,
getting
I
pushed back
called
into
it.
December.
Did I not call it? I if I had a
Yeah.
producer there, I'd say, hey, pull this up of me saying months ago that
Yeah.
Well,
there's
you're
no
technically
way.
the producer,
You
so
can
you
talk
should,
to yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to edit it in.
Yeah, just do it. Put a nice dream filter over it.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as
No.
it could have been. It was only another month
Yeah, I think it's a month.
for now.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to make another bet that they
Well, the-
push it back even further.
the only reason that it's another month, from what I understand, is that they're just basically trying to do ports. So the game is done.
Yeah, yeah.
On PC, it's ready to go, and on like current gen consoles, it's ready to go.
Yeah, but they need to finish those ports for the next.
Yeah, or maybe it's like the next gen ones are ready, but they need to do the ports for
I
the,
can't remember.
current. I don't know. Some consoles need some shit done, and they're like, we just
They need to release what they have.
yeah,
so I
they
can
want to
play
do a
it now.
simultaneous
Yeah, to be
launch,
nice.
but
Yeah.
they've decided not to for some reason.
Assassin's Creed comes out in a couple of days too. Valhalla.
Oh, it does. And
Yeah.
yeah, so we'll need to get that to our competition winner because that was
Yes.
the game that he wanted when we ran that
I've
competition.
already reached out to him and
Yeah.
said expect it on day one.
Nice.
Um,
But yeah, no, Valhalla, I'm not going to lie. I'm actually pretty pumped for it. Like,
Do you know that
Everyone
Vikings didn't wear horns?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Did you know
Oh.
the Vikings didn't have undercuts either?
Well, that's just disappointing.
I know.
That's something that everyone thinks because of fucking Vikings.
Yeah.
Goddamn shit.
Next, they're going to tell me that they didn't do rap battles.
No, they do rap battles.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, they had some pretty good insult rap battles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Vikings though? That show is good.
It's not bad. I just had to keep
Getting
telling
deja
myself
vu. We
to
talked
not
about
get
it before.
mad.
I think we
Yeah.
have.
I just had to keep telling myself to not get mad because it was being pushed like it was historically accurate. And
Yeah, it was on the History
it
Channel.
was literally made by the History Channel. Yeah. And so people were just like, yeah, that's totally it. And I'm like, I hate every
That's
single
what
one.
It's like putting SpongeBob on Shark Week on the Discovery
exactly.
Channel or
Yeah.
something.
you want to see a historically accurate Viking show?
Norseman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you watch
Norseman.
Norseman. Norseman is on Netflix. It is amazing.
Norse-
It is
Right.
drier than a nun's in the Sahara Desert. It is like so just it is hilarious. But it literally got made by people that live in the area.
Yeah, okay.
And they're like, yeah, we like this thing.
This is how
and
it
they
rolls.
just made it so like accurate
Yeah.
to like their villages and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, wow, how did you guys do this?
Yeah.
When
yeah.
the History Channel did that.
I mean, it's a comedy show.
Yeah.
But it's
Right.
But it's
great.
amazing.
Like,
Yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
I highly recommend it. Don't watch it around your children.
No, don't do that. Yeah.
Might be a night shift.
They-
consuming.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely that's how you want to take that
Yeah.
one.
There's not a lot. You know, that's the problem with streaming services. There's not enough I can watch that I enjoy and my kids can watch.
You don't like Peppa Pig?
No.
Oh.
It's hilarious.
But I see it on so often.
Hey, Dougie.
I know, that's the problem.
Hey Dougie is the shiz.
I
Dougie
like
is
Hey
the
Dougie.
business.
I love Bluey. Bluey's
Yeah,
like
Bluey's amazing.
Bluey's the tits. That's
Yeah.
that's up there.
Yeah.
I wish I could work on that show.
Yeah, are they Queensland based?
Yeah, you got to be in Queensland to work on it.
Use a VPN
Racist.
and just pretend.
No, you've got to be in
gotta-
Queensland. Yeah, you got to go into the office.
Then send someone to the interview on your behalf, claiming to be you.
I don't think you understand I mean a daily job, Josh.
Oh, you can't work remotely.
No, you
No,
can't
you
work
can't work
remotely.
remotely, that's- yeah.
You got to go.
All right, leave it
into
with
the
me.
office.
I'll figure it out. But Bluey
your
is
body
awesome.
Portal
Yeah.
technology.
Bluey's awesome. I guess you could probably watch some Disney movies, maybe, but
Meh.
Nah.
I don't
Yeah.
have Disney Plus, so
It's just
I do
cartoons
for The
that they turned
Mandalorian.
into movies. Just cartoons that they turned into movies.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know.
it
Can't
feels like that
remember.
was sad. We're like, oh,
It is sad.
That sucks.
That's what
Oh.
Disney is now.
sad.
I do subscribe to quite a few though because there's some good shows spread across them. Like
Yeah.
The Boys, still maintain everyone needs to watch The Boys. Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah, the new show on Prime. I can't think, but Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. I'm super
Oh,
excited
yeah.
to check that
Oh
out.
yeah, that's out now, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Did they drop the whole season, or are they
I
doing
don't know.
it bit by
I've just
bit?
seen the ads for it on Twitch constantly.
That seems to have disappeared a little bit. Even Netflix is starting to drip feed some shows instead of dropping whole
Instead of
seasons.
just dropping
Well,
whole seasons. Yeah.
COVID, I'd imagine.
Ruins
It
everything.
keeps you subscribed for longer too, because you don't
It's
just
true,
binge it and
yeah,
then stop.
because you can't just watch it all and go.
I think Amazon's still the dark horse. They bring out some good stuff. And they throw money behind it.
Yeah.
Netflix just seems to be like a lot of B grade stuff.
Yeah.
Netflix do throw money though.
Yeah.
Oh, they throw
Yeah,
money,
yeah,
but it's more quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Bezos has lots of money to throw.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
It's true. He's also very bald.
Yeah,
It's also an asshat.
the more dollars he got, the more hair fell
The
out.
boy fell out. Yeah.
More
Oh
dollars
my
he-
god!
Every million
Have
of hair.
We might have talked about this before. I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast or Jeff Bezos. Okay, he follows one person on Twitter.
Is it himself?
It's his now ex-wife. Get this.
She got she cleaned him out.
Get this. That has him blocked.
Nice.
She actually went and blocked him on there. So the one person that he was like, I'm gonna follow you on Twitter. I'm gonna do it.
I mean,
She was
he's
like,
still probably
nah.
sleeping in a bed of gold.
Oh yeah,
so-
no, I just like to take that one little
Yeah.
like victory for
a little
humanity.
victory.
Yeah, like it's just this one little victory that we can take away is that no matter how much money you have, you can still be garbage.
Yeah.
That's very, very apparent.
So you can still just like, and I'm thinking like in a sad sense. Like,
Yeah,
oh, that's all. I'd almost feel bad, but
You know who I think the saddest billionaire is? The Zuck.
he can't be sad. He's a robot.
There's
I
like
just
so-
don't.
He's not
He
real.
never looks.
Yeah,
There's no emotion.
Yeah,
He's
that's
That's part of the
yeah,
deal, I think.
guys are
It's
right.
just-
He has no actual emotions. Like the
Yeah.
synapses just don't fire.
But he's got like kids and a beautiful wife.
Yeah,
Have
all
you
the
seen
front.
him? Have you seen him smile, Josh?
No, and that's the thing. I'm seeing
I
him with his
have.
family and playing with his kids.
I've
and
seen him smile. It doesn't look like a smile.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can guarantee that you've seen him
I've-
smile and you don't know that's what it is.
I've seen him smile as well. He looks like a Skyrim NPC. It's just like it's just like the vertexes kind of pull up on
Pull
the
up.
corners,
Yeah.
but nothing follows.
Wow.
It's haunting.
Yeah, no, it's troubling. It's actually very similar to that. But yeah, but nothing else moves. He just does it with the mouth.
Yeah, just the mouth.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
you could probably pay to fix that.
he probably could really. So he could just get another face.
He probably
That's
paid.
true. Yeah. Oh, Face Off.
I reckon.
Best Nick Cage
I reckon
movie.
that he
It's so
paid
good.
to have it
Yeah.
turned off. Like that way when he was like doing like negotiation stuff, they'd be like, I can't read him.
Yeah.
Have you watched The Social Network?
No.
That's a good movie.
Is it?
Yeah. It actually is a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't paint him in the best light, but I think it's nowhere near as
That's-
harsh as it
Could have been.
probably should have
Yeah.
been. I mean, it's no secret that he did rip off his best friend. And they played that off as like external influences convinced him to do it. But
Right.
yeah, I don't
No,
think that-
money made him do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys, speaking of sucker, but have you guys seen Sassy Justice?
No.
All right, it is. I don't want to spoil it, but I will just throw out that.
But I will.
It is. It's a little short by the guys who did South Park, and it explores deep fakes. And
Oh yeah, I
It's-
have seen it. Yeah.
yeah, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Check it out. Check it out
Yeah.
after we've done this because it's only
out
like
Sassy
a 15
Dust.
minutes video.
Yeah.
The way Mark Zuckerberg looks, he could be his own deep fake.
He could
He
be.
could be.
He could well
He's like
be.
a green screen. He's just an empty thing for people to edit and
Yeah.
muck around with. Like it's just the face isn't necessary.
No.
You could do without it.
Man, could you imagine if people modded Mark Zuckerberg?
I feel like that'd be illegal.
Imagine if he had to sign into Facebook to power up.
Oh, jeez. Actually, how much does it
Just
say?
locked
by
into
the
his
way?
own ecosystem.
How much does it say, by the way, that when I still remember there was like a thing where they were in his office or they were having an interview with him, but then someone pointed out and realized that he actually has a bit of tape over the camera on his laptop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right,
I did like enjoy that because it's like
Yeah.
how fucking telling is that?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
he
yeah.
had tape
Just-
over the camera, and he also had tape over the sockets
mic.
for the mic. Yeah.
You don't get high on your own supply.
He swore black and blue when he was starting Facebook, and in the early years, it would never have ads. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's a liar.
No, he's
I mean, it was
lying.
also just to rate hot women at his school, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know,
no,
something
the
like that.
algorithm was yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
I will let the computer choose.
The computer
Yeah.
will tell me if
Well, it's
he is
'cause
attractive.
He literally
It's 'cause
crashed
I
Harvard's
do not know
network.
myself.
It's because he can't.
Yeah.
So he has to
Yeah.
rely on the
No,
athlete.
He crashed Harvard's network.
What is hot? Where is hot? How is hot?
Photos of volcanoes and chilies.
Yeah.
What's
I
going
do
on?
not comprehend. Zuckerberg.
Check it out, Facebook page, guys.
Yeah, check out our Facebook page.
But yeah,
Sure has been a week.
Cool.
wow, that was
Oh, I
yeah.
forgot, I did play-
I don't know where to
there
go
was
from
more to
there.
that.
No,
Yeah.
I did play some Terraria because my girls
Oh.
wanted me to play some Terraria.
Terraria is
Oh,
great fun.
geez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terraria. I don't know if that's the one I tried or not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did try that,
Two-
didn't you?
2D Minecraft.
Yeah, Terraria is. I've always kind of maintained this. I played a lot of it in when I was in uni, and Terraria has the best character progression in a game. like unironically, some of the best character progression because like you start off, you're just a dude with a stick, whatever.
Yeah.
But like you get to a point where like the game keeps getting harder and you keep having to ramp up and build better things to fight stuff. So at the end of it, I'm like this freaking like god of a man who like I have like this air hover followed by a triple jump. I have a sword that shoots swords when I swing it. Like I've got like my health bar extends forever, and you know that there are still things that can fight and hurt me, and so it feels like everything. I'm always constantly keeping up with the game as it progresses. And you don't realize that it's doing that. It's just so subtle. And then once you go back to like the beginning of the game, like you take your character into someone else's like low tier game, you're like, oh my god, I'm incredibly powerful. I had no idea just how strong I
I can
was.
just wipe everything
Yeah,
instantly now.
it's like it's so rewarding to go like, all right, I have forged this dumb ass sword and it rules, and I can run so fast and jump so high and fly for so long. I have a castle in the literal clouds,
sky, yeah.
Like it's just fun. Like you dig a hole down to hell,
Yep.
and so you can go down the hell and fight like this wall of flesh, and like I think that's like one of the first main. Once you destroy the wall of flesh, it then unlocks like a higher difficulty, and there's just like so much stuff in there that you work towards, and it's great. It's great fun.
You
just
know what
keep
else is
starting
great?
again.
Mass Effect.
Nice segue.
Cool.
They're getting better.
Nice segue. Yeah.
So yeah, they're doing a.
I was waiting for the right keyword to Joe. Like he would finish a sentence on. I'm
should've
like,
used
oh,
flesh wall,
No,
man.
that
Come
doesn't.
on.
Yeah, that's
flesh
right. I was like,
No, that's
how
a
can I
different
work
discussion.
flesh wall
Yeah.
into the segue? But yeah.
Speaking of flesh wall,
Yes.
Mass Effect.
Check out After Dark. Yeah, so they announced the trilogy remaster. It's going
Yeah.
to be amazing.
Remaster, not remake, right?
Yeah, it's a remaster.
Yeah, so it'll just be-
Yeah. So
high resolution.
yeah,
But it's
better
going to be
effects.
Miranda in 4K.
Why do we even care if it's not in VR?
Why don't
Are we talking about flesh walls again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta be in VR.
I mean, I haven't actually played the game, so I have no
those
idea.
sugar walls? Nick knows what I'm talking about.
Dude.
It's a Hodge twins thing.
That's
I have no
okay.
idea.
We
Do you
don't
know
need to
they're
get into
big
that
Trump
right now.
supporters?
I didn't want to get into that right now. But no, Mass Effect.
I stopped following them
Oh,
because
God.
they're just complete. I thought it was a comedy bit at first.
Yeah, same. So did I. I thought it was a joke.
but they're like full on Trump supporters.
Unintentional joke then.
So just
Anyway, so Mass Effect.
Mass
Mass Effect.
I'm just excited
nothing to do with
about
that
like just bring Miranda into the 21st century.
Are they like in the 24th or something?
That's true, yeah. And then, unbeknownst to me, there's a new game being worked on. You mentioned,
Yeah.
pretty exciting for a company that said they'd never go back to the universe
after Andromeda. Pretty troubling.
after 3, and then again after Andromeda.
Yeah, I was gonna say
They-
they said it after the
They,
3 and they said after
they're
Andromeda.
doing a new installment of the game. From the sounds of things, it's just an announcement to say that we're working on it,
Yeah.
which is weird. It feels odd that they're going like, yes, we're working on it. Do we have anything to show? No.
I think it
Have
was
we
an
started on
acknowledgement
it?
of the rumors.
Not really.
More than anything, it's just like,
Yeah, so they have begun to begin production
By the way-
on possibly making
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
Mass Effect.
And also,
from
it's
the
like, by the way, buy the remaster. Here's some hype
yeah.
news. Buy the
Buy the
remaster.
remaster.
I will.
Yeah,
I'm going to play right into
to
the
be honest.
pockets.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I probably should so I can play them for the first time.
It's
so.
worth
Yeah,
it.
it's
Like,
It's
I-
worth it.
Yeah, I don't know what they would like.
Do you think they will just remaster it straight, or because aren't there some sort of gameplay the
Yeah,
way
I
you
just
play
don't.
different
I
between
just
the
don't
first
know
and
if
second?
it's
and
worth
stuff?
remastering.
The first one.
Well, the first one definitely needs a remaster.
Well,
2 and
I-
3 hold up pretty well even now.
I mean, 1 is a little clunky, but like, I mean, if we're talking like a remaster, I don't want them going in and going, we're going to change the core game mechanics of the first game.
I don't think they are.
I wouldn't see them doing that.
Like that, because that's the only thing that really feels clunky about. Like, maybe like it's like earlier Unreal Engine, so it looks a little bit dated as well.
Yeah, that's.
But like for the most part,
If they made
all
1 and
hold
2
up
look
fine.
like 3, I'd be happy.
Look, let's be real. They've
2 and
already
3
done
are
a
indistinguishable to me, really.
3's so much better. Looks pretty. As someone who has a keen eye for the pretties when it comes to video games.
just looking at Miranda's
stares at the
ass the
amount. Yeah,
entire
I was going to
time.
say who's staring at the amount of pixels related to the booty. Which I mean, I can't lie.
Miranda is bae.
I am basically just looking forward to reigniting my love affair with Jack or Erdnort Rex. So, it's
Did you
just gonna
guys kill
happen.
Rex?
No.
No.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
God,
I know you did.
yeah, you're a bastard. I've already called you a bastard for that.
Shot him in the head.
I remember seeing you kill him.
Yeah.
'Cause he just didn't have like either like Max Paragon or Max
Oh,
Renegade,
you didn't-
and so he
okay.
had no way of talking Rex down.
God,
So
I had
there was
maximum
Garrus who
mad
just
for, like,
sniped him.
Yep.
Someone just went, "Pum."
Don't care about you. And I've said it
waste.
before, but that bit where you've got to assign characters from your crew to certain tasks,
Yeah.
didn't know that.
How many died?
Like 4.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Who did you lose?
I definitely lost the sniper guy.
Garrus?
Garrus.
No. Assassin guy, sorry.
Thane?
Oh,
Thane.
Thane.
I lost the blue purpley chick.
Liara? Wait, no. Samara, whatever. The
Something
Justicar.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Garrus died, I think, but not there.
Okay.
I think I'd killed him before.
Sweet.
no, you
sweet.
couldn't kill him
Couldn't you?
before. No,
Okay. I don't
think
he
you
had to
could.
die during the
I'm
suicide.
getting
Oh, yeah.
some tips here when I do play.
I'll just kill them all. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
As long as Miranda lives.
Literally everybody can die.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll say-
everyone
yeah,
can
your-
die in
your
that
party
suicide
can
mission,
die.
including yourself.
Yeah, you can fail
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter?
But the thing
No,
is,
it matters.
Oh.
It matters.
I was so immersed in it and yet still missed the fact that you had to assign people based on the
Their skill set.
skill set
Yeah.
and attributes and things. So I just send them off and get frustrated because they died and I was failing. And I'm like, what is going on? Send more. Not you, Miranda. Send more. But yeah,
Yeah, I think the Justicar died for me as well.
I think the other human bird that was a love interest that it peaked in second.
Oh,
in the
Ashley?
second Ashley.
Oh, Ashley.
Wait, was she in the second one? I didn't
Yeah.
think she was.
Well, she was introduced in the second one more than
no,
anything.
she
She
was-
woke
no,
up
she was-
from the crash, blowing up, explosion.
No. In the first one, she existed with you the whole
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And then in the second one, she only turned up as a bit part.
Yeah, she's like a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she was in the hospital bed or something, wasn't she?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think she turned up
Yeah.
a couple of times. Once she was on a planet that you went and did a mission on.
Yeah.
And then another time, she was in like a hospital or something later.
and then I
Yeah.
think in the third game, did she rejoin you in the third
she
one?
did turn up in the third game.
Because
for a bit, I
they basically went in the third game. All right, so we have designed a game in the second one where all of your companions can die, and that death carries through to this game.
Yep.
What do we do for the people who have
Yeah.
killed all of the
All
good
of their
characters?
good characters,
Well,
yeah.
Because you could
introduce-
import your save game files, couldn't you?
Yeah, that was the whole deal,
And-
yeah.
yeah, that was the point. And so like they go basically, all right, so we've got like this character who from the first game would have survived over, so we can account
Yeah.
for like either one of those
Yeah.
characters is in there. And then we'll introduce like some roided up guy, and there were a couple of new characters, but none of them very memorable.
Nah, none of them were really very memorable for me. Like 3 to me was all about like rejoining with the characters I liked from the first 2 games. I don't even really remember names of the new people in 3.
Well,
So was it worth joining them up, like carrying over your save files?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you have to, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, you got that.
You-
Otherwise, you
yeah.
just basically are playing a story that didn't play out how you remember it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
It was one of the games that when they claimed your decisions have an effect on the game,
yeah,
like a lot of people claim
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it doesn't. It actually did.
Yeah.
yeah. So Mass Effect's one of those games where like your decisions truly do matter until the last decision, because it's just the same shit.
But then there were really subtle things too, like even side missions.
Yeah, I did notice the side missions that were popping
and things
up.
like that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you either did or didn't do, and depending on their outcome. And like I remember there was a reporter, I think, in the Citadel,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
Just keep punching her.
I did.
I can't remember what I did, but I just remember going, "That is such an inconsequential thing at the time."
Yeah.
But then in the next game,
She
you know,
turns
you
up.
just happen to rock up and go, "Oh, I remember you." Oh, yeah, and it's just it was incredible the depth.
See,
that
see
you
you're,
think-
you're like, you came and you went, I remember you. Oh, I came back and I went, oh, it's you.
yeah.
I was so mad.
My favorite part was like the quip that Shepard would say every time he punched her or she punched her. It'd just be like, I'm tired of your snide insinuations, then smack her in the face. But it would always be something different every time. I think you could run into like 3 times in Mass Effect 2, and every time you had the option just to deck her.
Just to nail
And
her.
it was just ridiculous.
No one likes reporters.
Not Shepard, that's for sure. But he
No,
loved
Shepard.
every store in the
Yeah,
Citadel.
yeah. I was gonna say that wasn't his favorite store in the Citadel. I do miss like just running around in there and realizing that I'd inadvertently gone and said that to every store. So you'd literally just be moving
Yeah.
through that hub, and it'd just be like every time you walk through. Oh, I'm Commander Shepard. This is my favorite store in the Citadel. Next one. Oh, Commander Shepard. This is my favorite.
I can't remember if the reporter was Mass Effect 1 or 2 actually, but
I'm pretty sure she was in 1 then 2.
yeah,
Yeah, she's in both. Yeah.
But yeah, fun
Such
times.
a good game.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to revisiting it. I
Yeah.
downloaded 1 actually. Haven't played it yet, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna hold off now.
Yeah,
Yeah, now that I know there's 1 coming, I'll hold off because I actually did the same. I got the first one installed.
I remember when
And then Dave's gonna play them.
Yeah.
I remember when the second game came out, and I had played the first one on my Xbox, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'll play the second one on my PC.
Oh yeah.
And I found out that like everything kind of carries over, and you can kind of go in the second one, yes, I did this and this and this, but it doesn't carry over everything 100%. Like you
Yeah.
can't pick everything.
You can't bring.
And so I
Oh, because it had that choice system, didn't
Yeah,
it? It's like
yeah.
if you
It needs
can't
something,
import,
doesn't
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
If
like,
you can't
yeah.
import, here are choices to pick from.
Yeah.
And I started playing the game, and I went like, this is no good. This isn't what I did, because I'm pretty sure you can't save Rex like in those decisions.
Oh, in those decisions, really.
I'm pretty sure like he's just always gone, and so I was just like, well, and I bought the game on Steam, like the first one, and I played through it in like a day. I just
Yeah.
powered
Damn.
through that game, and then I
that's a
finally
big
played
game.
2. Yeah,
yeah.
Big
Yeah.
game.
but if you know what
Definitely-
you're doing, you can kind
Definitely
Oh,
some of
no,
my
yeah.
favorite games. Yeah, love those games.
I feel like I spent so much time in them that I kind of have to say, like, yeah, they definitely ate so much of my
Yeah.
time that they definitely
That
made a
and
pretty
I
good
just
mark.
I really like the story, the gameplay, the options.
I hope that the third one, that their remaster fixes the ending and makes it good instead of bad.
I'm going to doubt it.
I only had one option at the end.
Did you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How do you only have
Why?
one
It
option?
was literally I only had one option.
There are the
Why?
3 doors.
I had one option. It was
Only one
literally-
door?
I had to talk with the creepy little kid.
Yeah.
And had one option.
Close your ears, Dave. What option?
I can't remember, but I died.
I can't remember.
Man.
I remember dying, but saving the universe. This is broad strokes, so don't worry.
Yeah.
And then it was ending with a little kid holding a dad's hand, looking up at the sky.
What?
And
Yeah, that turns up no matter what
Yeah.
you do.
Right, okay, yeah,
What,
but-
Unless
what,
everyone's dead. But
what
yeah.
coloured door did
Red.
you pick? You only had the
Oh,
red
you
door.
only
I
had
only
the
had
red
red.
door?
Wow.
Oh.
You must have done some bad shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I played the whole thing.
Jeez.
I played the whole
Wow.
thing. Like 90% of my decisions were Renegade. Easily.
Oh, yeah, no, but so did I. But I still had 3 endings I could choose.
I was Paragon.
I played 3 again without going through the whole thing,
Yeah.
hoping for a different outcome just to see what it would be like.
Yeah. Okay.
How?
I
Yeah, I don't,
Now I'm
I don't get
intrigued.
it.
don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't- I
literally,
genuinely don't
only ever
understand
had one choice. Stephen was there. Stephen will back
Someone
me
can
up.
tell
Steven, can you back us up?
Yeah.
He was pulling the strings in the background, making
I
sure.
either
Yeah.
missed something completely and did have another option or something. I don't know, but I definitely finished that game at least twice with only one outcome available.
God, maybe I do like start running through it now just to
Just to try to do
just to
that.
try and do it. Like, cause yeah,
Yeah, my shepherd was a bit of an asshole.
that's
Yeah,
Mine was nice.
Mine was just mad.
yeah. Well, yeah, true to life.
What a shock, Nicholas.
Well, I just did that thing where I was just like, I treated every character how they came. I didn't throw a blanket down. I didn't have to be one way with everyone. If I liked the
punched
character,
everyone.
They were cool. And I
Did
was
you
like,
save the
okay,
kid in the bar?
Head pats.
The kid in the bar.
Do you remember the kid in the bar and he was going to go off and join the military or something?
Oh, I
And you
think
had an
so.
opportunity to
Yeah, you
save
could either
him.
say,
Yeah.
don't go and join the military.
Yeah.
Or go out and shoot some Xeno scum or whatever.
Yeah.
What did you do?
This is
No,
my,
I told him not to because
yeah, I
was-
told him not to. It's my only good act that I can remember.
That's the only good
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't consciously do that. I had to literally go, oh, that sucks.
I can't remember the exact scenario,
Yeah,
but
I
you knew
can't
he was going to
remember the
die if
scenario.
he went
Yeah, yeah.
and did it. Or
Well,
there's a
no,
good chance that
it
he
was
gonna
more
die.
that it was like a sad thing that was making him want to do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were just like, no, just fix your life, bro. Don't go
Yeah.
get murdered.
I regret it to this day. I should have told him
I
this.
Well,
I think when I played number 2, I started playing it like because when I did the first game, I was just always picking the Paragon option, and it's like that's kind of how boring.
a
How,
goody
goody
two-shoes.
well, but either way, even if you're just picking the Renegade or just picking the Paragon, it's so binary. It feels like boring. It's my one real criticism of the game is there's not much grey area.
No
Yeah.
nuance.
Yeah, it's just like it's basically them taking the light side, dark side thing from
Yeah.
Star Wars, which was also very, very binary in those games as well, and going like, oh, well, you the good guy or the bad guy. And in number 2, I kind of went, you know what, I'm going to start doing whatever I feel.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's how
yeah, and there are points where it's like I push that guy out the window.
Yeah.
because screw him.
That was fun.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's like this other thing where it's like
Oh, Dave, you
you're-
need to play this game.
there's like another one where you're having like a standoff with a Krogan and like you can either fire your gun or be a pussy and not do anything then run away. And of course I'm going to fire my gun. It's a Krogan. He'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah.
I blew him up.
Oh, that was the exploding bullet.
Well, he shot an exploding tank because,
Oh, okay.
as you know, the future is littered with combustible barrels.
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, that every
Chest-
game
A lot
does
of
that.
features seem to have a
Chest
lot of
high
red
walls.
barrels.
But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fine.
Chest high walls and barrels.
Yeah, it's fine though because Krogan don't have a nervous system really. They don't feel pain.
Rex certainly doesn't.
Well,
Not anymore.
apparently.
That's
Killed
why
that
they're
sucker.
talking about how like it's one of them got ejected into space. He's like, it's fine. We have a dead nervous system. Don't feel that stuff.
Yeah.
No big deal.
The
They
only
also
thing that
have,
really
like, a
annoyed me
million
from Mass
testicles.
Effect was the pilot, the actor. I don't like him. Seth Green.
Yeah, Seth Green.
Oh, yeah.
Can't stand that guy.
Yeah.
How about how the fact that the pilot just like burned the ship?
Oh, yeah.
Ever think about that?
Oh, yeah.
How?
My strange addiction. It was Edie. Remember?
I know, but he couldn't physically bone anyone because his bones were brutal.
Yeah, well,
It's hilarious.
She probably would have been put on like ultralight vibration.
Yeah. Like, this is what, yeah. No,
She's
that was-
mechanical. She can do anything.
yeah. Yeah, you can't break the bone in your dick. It's a nerve.
Yeah, it's true. There's no bone there. He's fine. You just
Oh,
got
wow.
like, you just
Yeah.
got to armor up the pelvis.
Yeah,
just like-
he just had to like she wasn't allowed to push
First
back or
thrust though, and
anything.
he's
Yeah.
dust.
Well, that was what I'm thinking is like if you kind of like angle that, you kind of got to do a bit of a thing. But
Yeah.
This guy
if
had
you
like
make
a
sure
brittle
there's-
bone thing.
Yeah, if you make
Yeah,
sure
so I
there's no
hear.
impact points, you make sure there's no impact points. I
But
guess.
the penis doesn't have a bone.
No, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
aware. I'm
yeah.
aware.
We've been through this,
We've
Josh.
established that already.
Yeah.
It's part of the law now.
Put it in the big book.
Very cool.
If you were going to be what's the word? Anatomically correct.
Yeah.
You can't say like,
do you mean
oh, you
anatomically?
boned that chick. What do you
Okay,
you're
no,
like? Oh, I blooded and muscled that chick.
What?
Oh, you mean if you were being like highly literal about the act?
right. Okay. You know, anatomically
intercourse-
correct just means that
intercourse.
like the
Anatomically-
parts are correct.
yeah.
Physically, like
Yeah.
that-
Whatever.
No,
No, not whatever. This is important because that made no sense what you said.
I'm trying to use fancy words. Okay.
Sexual congress took place.
yeah.
Coitus. I love that word.
You do love that word. See, I learnt the word distraction the other week, and I've been enjoying that ever since.
All right, I'm going to boast about something really quickly.
Oh, no.
In English, my favourite subject, you wouldn't have guessed it just now, but in college, for some reason,
Yeah.
teacher wanted to play hangman
Right.
in college.
Yeah. It's a slow day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
they had a hangover.
And so
Yeah.
they put I was barely paying attention. I just saw so many letters that she kept going and going, like the lines.
Right.
Like this word is so long.
Was it coitus?
No,
right.
it was anti-disestablishment Tarianism.
No.
Yeah.
And I just threw it out
How
there,
dry.
got it first time. Everyone thought I was amazing. I walked out a champion.
Oh, like you said anti-disestablishmentarianism
Yeah.
and left.
Yeah. It was my literal mic drop moment.
I was like,
And
drop
it's
the
like,
mic, walk out the door.
Yeah, but the disappointment on her face after working out how many lines to and then just off the cusp throw out the
Yeah.
word that she was thinking. I was just, son of a.
Because Nick said distraction, and you're like,
Yeah,
I
no,
got
I
a
was
story for
wondering
you.
where that was going.
I was.
Is that where you distract someone with your penis?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a real word?
Probably not.
Okay.
See now,
The
mean, I
fact
haven't
that
got 'em.
YOLO is in the dictionary, but that isn't.
Actually, to be fair, if YOLO's in the dictionary, it might be.
No,
at this point.
words are real or not. It's not a thing. We make them up all the time. That's how
realist-
words become
That's what
real.
gets me about
Yeah.
curse words. We've just decided as
That
an
it's real.
English
That a
speaking
word is
race
bad, yeah.
that
These
these
noises
sounds
are
out of my
bad.
mouth.
Yeah.
But it's the
Offend
intention
me.
behind the word that is the curse.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess that's
Also, the
why
fact that
Australians
you'll
use the
get
C
cursed.
word so
Yeah.
in such a friendly manner.
yeah.
Yeah.
What if curse words actually cursed somebody? That would be interesting.
I don't think.
And
there's many
but the
humans
curse is
left.
dependent
I'm
on
just gonna-
how you've used the word.
But if you because suddenly someone would say shit and the cops would be on them. Like, no, you can't. It's a curse. It's a curse. I think it'd be
But
funny.
I assume that,
There was a
yeah,
time
we'd
when
be in
that
trouble.
there was a
Yeah, I'd
time
be
when
in
that
trouble.
was
Yeah, we'd all
real.
be in trouble.
Yeah, so I must have said shit yesterday, and I was the one that cursed because I changed Luca's nappy, and he
Yeah.
was in between my legs on the recliner,
Yeah.
and there was no smell or anything,
Cool.
and so I've just taken his nappy off, ripped it off, and got like this to get like tablecloth it from out underneath him, and there was poop in it, and it was just like a shart but with a bit of chunk,
Yeah, but yeah.
and so
Now you've got
a bit
momentum.
fell down like on me and then fell down in between my legs and I'm like I can't get up because he's on the recliner bit and everything like and so I'm like reaching down here going, oh there's that nugget
Joys of parenthood.
and then like 30 minutes later he fell asleep in my arms, put him in his cot, went to the toilet, washed my hands, poop right here.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Not quite
story.
pink
I like
eye,
it.
but close.
What's that?
Nearly pink eye.
Yeah, nearly pink eye. Yeah, this is like Pink Temple. Yeah.
See, I will admit that like I've had my share of like of nappy change moments, but I don't think I've ever gotten shit on my forehead.
Dude, I will never forget the story you told me about your eldest.
Oh,
in the
Amelia
cot.
in the crib. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
That's a great story.
Like, oh my goodness, I would just
That's a great story because it didn't happen to me.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure everyone else thinks that's a great story.
Tell us what happened,
I told
Nick.
it on here. I don't remember.
No,
what-
no, no.
Okay.
I haven't heard it, so I'm excited.
All right. Well, yeah, definitely haven't told it on here.
we'll relate it back to games.
Eventually.
Nick plays games and Nick has a
No,
daughter.
I already have the perfect segue. So
I'll just keep
All right,
going.
excellent.
All right.
Yeah.
No, this was when we first started putting my daughter in her own room, and so she was still in nappies and she was still in the cot at the time. And I kind of got up and I was bumbling around a little bit. I didn't hear anything, and the door was closed because so I didn't hear anything on the monitor. I didn't see anything, so I was like, it's all well and good. Went and kind of started my day and went and had a shower and kind of checked the monitor now and then and made sure everything was all good as far as I knew. And then I think I must have not checked the monitor for a little bit too long.
and it's always the silence
Because-
you've got to worry
Yeah,
about.
Yeah,
when the kid
and-
is busy.
Yeah.
So
Get into a tizzy.
I'm eating some toast, and I'm like, I looked at the thing, I'm like, man, it's like 9:30. Maybe I should just go and wake this kid up. She's gonna have to have a nap later anyway. I went in there and I opened the door, and I walked into a wall, the wall of stank that she had built up in.
I'm familiar with it.
And the problem is that the first thing I saw, like I opened it and I went to go through, oof, oh Jesus, and I'm like, I hope that's just her. And I walk through the door and I see there she is standing on her cot, bare-assed,
Painting.
with a nappy in this hand, and it's going everywhere.
Oh.
It's going everywhere. It's in like one, like she's got a chunk in her hand and she's got the nappy in the other, and it's just all over. It's all over her. It's all over the cot. It's all over the wall. It's all over the sheet. And I'm like, how did that happen in 10 minutes?
Children are amazing.
Like,
Dude,
how
at
did
that
she
point, it's literally time to
And-
hazmat suit up, take her out, garden hose.
I stood at the door and I went to say something, but you know what came out? This noise. Oh! I literally turned.
First mistake, opening my mouth.
I turned and I just jumped out the door.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, how do I? Oh, it took me a couple seconds to actually.
when was Teresa getting it? The whole point is to pretend you didn't notice.
I couldn't not know. It was 9:30 in the morning. Teresa was at work till like 4 or 5.
That's probably a little long to leave a
no,
baby
you
on its
couldn't-
own.
Yeah,
Just
so
a little.
Yeah.
I did a couple laps of the hallway outside and just like, oh, I've got to do it.
Psych
You've got
yourself
to
up.
build yourself up, yeah.
But so I kind of okay, what's the plan here? I went and started the shower. I went and just turned that on, right? And I'd like yelled at Amelia, just stop, please.
How old is she at this point? Just out of-
Like maybe 2.
oh, so that's going to have a big effect then.
Just please stop. And I went and started the shower. At the time, I had like in the house that we were renting, it was like a super cool, like almost capsule shower. Had like these big double doors that you could slide in and out. There was like spa functions and
Like an old people shower.
Yeah, no, it was
nice.
awesome. You could like literally, if you want to just turn it on
Skateboard
and
in
just
there.
sit, and then it did just car wash you, like from the top and the
Suitable
sides.
for this scenario.
It was
then.
amazing.
Yeah.
And so what happened was that I literally I went, okay. I turned that on and I opened the door. I went in, I grabbed the child by a hopefully not turd part, but I got shit all over my hand. I take the child with one hand because I could, like, I just managed to get it like underarm. I was like, okay. And like, so she's on my arm and I'm not adding another hand to
leaving a
this.
trail.
I need one hand that can still do things.
Goes to the kitchen later.
Douche. Just get rid of it. I take this child into the bathroom. I just stand her in the shower and I'm like pulling the whole. Because I don't deal well with smells. Like it sucks. And so I'm there just like peeling these like just turd-filled clothes away from the pajamas the night before. And I just went straight into a garbage bag.
Yeah.
That was the
absolutely.
end. I
Yep.
was not dealing with anything beyond that. It just went in the garbage
Oh
bag,
man,
tied it up.
You know,
It's turned on.
So good.
She's in there, and I'm also thinking to myself, I have to deal with an entire bedroom covered in shit now. What do I do? And I was
Fire.
like, guess what, Amelia? You're waiting in there. Thump. And she was just sitting there, fine, and I was just like, just get wet. Don't be whatever. Just sit. Just stay.
Just rinse for a
Just
while.
rinse. I can't do it. So yeah, I shut that. I left her in there with the bath toys, which inevitably got covered in shit.
Of course.
And so I go in there, and the wall is still hanging there of stink. And I, at the time, to get to the window, I had to go in. I had to walk past some other stuff because the room was like mostly for storage before we put her in it. I had to walk past so I had to walk to the covered in shit cot area and then turn left and walk over to where I could open the window. So yet again, the whole march is me just going, and I'm thinking to myself, the thing that I think held it together for me was, if you vomit, Nick, you have to clean it up. And there's already shit everywhere. But yeah, then proceeded like the next half hour where I was like in there trying to clean everything with like baby wipes. Because baby wipes are the best cleaning.
They are the most
ever.
versatile
They are
thing in the
most
world.
versatile thing I've ever known. You can clean anything.
They're for
at
wiping
some point.
babies.
That's it. You want babies to be clean. They made them do their job.
Bear Grylls
And-
eats them. Not babies. Baby wipes.
But yeah, so that then proceeded to be like the next half hour to 45 minutes was me just ducking in, cleaning a bit of it, throwing whatever I was using in the trash bag,
Before
you
running
vomit.
out
And
to
then
check my
breathing.
child.
Straining his voice is reliving it.
Running out to check my child in the shower.
Good plan.
And just breathing a little bit while I was doing
Yes,
it.
definitely check the child. That's important.
And I did actually end up like all of her bedding straight in the garbage bag.
Yeah.
Didn't even give a shit. It was
Oh.
gone.
She did.
Yeah.
She gave it
Absolutely.
hard. She gave it thorough.
Damn, man. Like, we've only had one experience similar to that. Because Jess is the same. She gags at any smell.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
half bad.
Yeah.
I myself is fairly impervious to it.
Yeah, it's because you
Because you
shit.
generate so
my
much.
own.
Yeah.
But I think it was Eli in the early days, and I was in bed. She was getting up during the night, change nappy, And I find it hilarious. This is why I'm sick in the head. I hate vomiting. I have anxiety about vomiting, but I love it when other people
Other
are
people.
like, it's hilarious
Oh,
to me. And so I just hear her in the other room go, and I'm just in bed pissing myself laughing. And then she calls me in. I'm like, oh no, it's happening again. And so I had to go in, and we ended up cutting his clothes off him. Like it was all up the back and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's no saving this onesie or singlet or anything underneath it. Just like a paramedic. Just
get
cut
it
it.
away.
And then,
Get it away.
It's
See,
just,
I've had similar situations to this on full-grown people.
Oh.
So it's pretty special.
I'll never forget my dad telling me about his poo stick at work.
I thought that was Dave who had the poo stick.
Oh, you probably have to have one too, don't you?
Define poo stick
Is
for
it
me.
the stick for like shoving the poo down when the
Yeah,
guy
yeah. It
like
was
dropped-
literally just a stick that he found that was suitable to.
It's less of an issue. We're on the other end of the Bristol stool chart usually, where it's just it's not so much a stick as a mop.
This is the second episode we brought up the Bristol stool
Well,
chart.
given
this
the
guy-
conversation, I feel it's relevant.
Like in a row though.
But this guy ate blue metal from train tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He would find little bits of it and he would eat it, and it would just obviously.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I have had to find a poo stick at work when someone's like,
Yeah.
that's not going anywhere by itself. That's going to need some assistance.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've blocked my fair share of toilets. It's that anxiety, like when I was younger, like in my teens, and I was in a toilet other than my own, like usually a cubicle or something like that, I would always be in the habit of wiping, whatever, close the lid on the toilet, open the door to the cubicle, pants are up, and
Luckily.
Good.
and then flush and run. Because I was terrified if I was there when it overflowed. Yeah. You rush out. As long as you're out of the cubicle,
Yeah, no, as
no
long
one
as
can
you're
pin
not
it
in
on
the
you.
That I wonder.
So I would, it was a genuine anxiety. That was my process. It's just-
This reminds me of when I was working at DHX.
Yeah.
There was an incident where some guy had dropped a turd that was so powerful that it didn't break. And it clogged up the toilet.
Yeah,
It
I've
just
seen
extended
that.
from the base of the toilet over the toilet seat.
Oh, crikey.
Someone tried to flush it, didn't go anywhere.
you need a poo stick.
Like that,
you need a poo
but
stick.
there was but it was so bad. I want to say maybe impressive that like people so there were 3 floors.
Yeah.
Everyone came from other floors to come and take a look at it. Like women went in groups into this bathroom to take a look at like this log, and then there was a poor
Damn.
janitor there who was calling like his supervisor because like the toilet was right like I was 2 computers down from it. So I got like a front row seat of all the action. And this janitor just going like on the phone to his supervisor going, I don't know what to do. And it just got condemned for like 2 days.
Damn. They need to like extract it and cut it.
The great part about that to me was that like
Sparks
that,
fly.
there was just something poetic about that coming from the studio that gave you My Little Pony.
Not if you've been on Reddit where I have. Those ponies do some weird things.
They got some
Like the worst part for me was working for the Catholic Church.
Did they touch
No
you?
more comments there. Is that where that ends?
I'm just saying it's an older generation.
Yeah.
And they
Don't
just
wipe.
some of the things because I take a while on the toilet. So I'm sitting there and like 3 or 4 people would have come and gone. And the things that you hear from the next cubicle, like I was in my first week and I was in there and I heard a guy finish, get up, wipe for the first time and go, oh, that's a lot of blood.
That's time for an intervention, really.
That's got to be
But
hemorrhoids.
then they also offer, so they had a lot of refugees or immigrants coming through, and they would rehouse them and stuff like that. But different cultures,
Yeah,
some of them not even
yeah.
didn't even never used it.
Well,
what we know
a
as
lot
a
of
toilet.
cultures don't
Yeah.
sit down on them because
Yeah.
it's
No.
actually not a very good way for your body to get it out.
So there would be
Yeah, no, it's
so
actually
many
really bad.
instructions
So you got to get the Scotty
in
potty.
the
Yeah.
cubicles on how to use a toilet.
Don't stand on
Yeah.
it.
But
Is a
they
big one.
would just get it wrong, and I've seen poo on walls. I've seen poo on the buttons
Nice.
to
Oh,
flush it.
that's a special one.
That's-
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, like I have just seen poop in places poop should never be. in a
same.
cubicle where there's a toilet.
I was going to say
Yeah.
in a cubicle as well. See, that's I don't really hear a lot when I go to the gents generally anywhere I work.
You'd be
except
amazed
for-
what you would learn about people. I get so much
Although-
dirt on people because I'm in the toilet for an hour.
Because I did end up actually. The one story that I have anything like that was that when I was working at Target, good old retail, everyone loves that.
Oh, yeah.
I went in there and I'm like, I need to pee. Need to do a big boy wee. Went in there, started my big boy wee, and it was a fairly big boy wee. I was in there for a little bit, but there was someone obviously taking it, and there was just brutal noises. Like that dude's arsehole shouldn't exist anymore.
It probably doesn't.
It got ruined. But the problem is that maybe a couple of weeks before, I'd been talking with Jamie, and we'd made a joke about how when you're taking a dump and you fart, it's called a pop shove it. So I'm standing there taking a leak. This dude's having a hard time.
Oh, no.
But all I could think of, and it nearly came out, was pop shove it.
Yeah,
I'm like, my shoulders are shaking. I'm aiming miserably because I was just trying to not start actually legitimately losing my mind.
it's great that you mentioned that because I was about to bring up like when someone farts when they're on the pot, you got to scream pop shove
Pop
it if
shove
you're in
it.
the other cubicle, just so that they know that you appreciate what they've done.
I've been complimented before. Like I've had people go, nice. Just like 30 seconds in.
You ain't seen nothing yet, boys.
Yeah. It's like, how long have you got?
Strapping.
Gonna put on a show.
Cool. Well, you know what all that makes me think of?
RateMyPoo.com.
Mass Effect Andromeda. What a terrible game.
Tied back.
I told you I had a good
I was
segue.
looking forward to the segue.
Yeah. No, I actually forgot that. You
I
were
did
waiting
forget
to
about
pop
it,
that in
yeah.
there, Talking
So
about pop
how
shovets.
are we going for time, boys?
Oh, hour and a half now.
Sweet.
I reckon on that note we should probably wrap things up, eh?
On that note, that's such a bad note.
The brown
The
note.
brown note, yeah.
Oh, we've
Well, yeah,
gone downhill.
anything you want to throw out there so people don't have the taste of poo stories
right.
in their mouth?
We've got Christmas stream. I'm going to keep plugging
we'll do
that.
that.
Sure.
So I put a post up on Facebook. We've got some pretty exciting giveaways. We've got card game. Kingless have given us a few collector editions to give away during the Christmas stream.
Very cool.
Ubisoft got enough money to throw some our way to give away. Steam, similar situation.
Sweet.
And a couple more in the works. We're going
And
to talk
I've been
to
volunteered to be Santa.
Yeah, Nick will be Santa.
The
Well, don't say
egg-
volunteer. It's literally your job.
The eggnog Santa. It's going to be special.
Nick is actually Saint Nick.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
So we'll have Santa on there. He'll be giving away gifts. We'll kind of figure out how we're going to do that.
Yeah, we
how
can
the
do that.
audience can win that. And I guess we should announce a date soon for when the stream will take place.
Yeah.
We
Don't
got
forget
some
to check out our regular Friday night streams.
Friday night
Yeah.
streams,
Every
Twitch
Friday.
TV.
Australian Daylight Savings Time, 8 p.m. to 8:30 we
Ish.
start ish.
Ish.
Usually
Um,
8. Usually
Yeah,
8.
I'm
Unless my
usually,
pizza
I'm
doesn't
usually
get
there early.
Yeah,
waiting
if
for
your
other-
pizza's late, Jamie, we're in trouble.
Usually they're waiting for other people. And we've got a few dev spotlights coming up, so we'll have another follow-up episode with Kingless,
Yep.
where we're actually going to get our teeth into the game, which is now in full swing production mode.
Yep.
We have Myriad Studios here in Hobart, the game, which I can't actually say yet,
Yep.
but we're going to talk to them about that.
Secret game.
Secret game.
It's a secret game.
And I think that's about it. Yeah, there's a bit
Great.
on
Yeah,
before
we
the
got
end
a-
of the
We
year.
got a bit going on. We got
Yeah.
a bit coming up as well. But I think at the moment, like this week, obviously we've got some really big stuff coming on the way. But if anyone wants to help support us by making sure they check out our streams and checking out the YouTube channel, the YouTube content that we've got up as well, that'd be great. Community interaction is always welcome. So anything you guys want to get through to us, just join the Discord. We'll put a link up to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
links are up to
probably
that.
say
Like,
hello.
yeah, if you like us on Facebook and Twitter, you know, even the website, there'll
And
be
you'll
links
love us
to
on
everything.
Discord.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Nick provides memes on a daily basis. So
Roundabout,
yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, get amongst it. The community is slowly growing, and
Let us know what you'd like us to stream if there's games you guys want to see.
Oh,
yeah, cool.
All right.
But yeah, that's about it.
Great. Cool. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. I've been Jamie.
I've been Nick.
I've been Josh.
And I'm still Dave.
And good night.
Bye.
Toodle pip.